Welcome, everyone, to the second NA region playdate for the Pro Hubs Pro League. We're here with our best 12 teams to run through some more cash out. I am Waltz. As always, I'm joined by Hyperactive. How are we doing today, Hyper?
I'm doing well. The fact we're getting into the meat of this game, what this game was built for, what everybody played when it first came out, a cash out, a true 3v3, v3, v3. It's 4 teams battling it out, and I am so pumped for the chaos that is going to come around. And map 1 was going to be chaotic as well.
Oh, it's always going to be chaos. And the real question is which teams can control the chaos, which teams can handle that as we get into it. We have our first 4 teams, of course, the way this works. We own our 12 teams. Each play date, they're broken up into different groups. So every team gets to play every other team. And our matchup today for the first group is Fourth Party Cashbox, 200 MS, Make-A-Wish, and Scallywags. Now, if we want to take a quick look at where these teams are currently sitting on our leaderboard, we can actually see pretty much all of these teams very close right now. Fourth Party Cashbox, Scallywags, and Make-A-Wish within striking distance of each other. The only team lagging behind a little bit, 200 MS. Yeah. Now, one of the things I'm curious to see, because as we've seen in the EU side of things, but also in the NA side, been kind of lately almost I'd say the overtaking of melee weapons. The sledge in particular has shown up. We saw a couple people running it, and all of a sudden I'm seeing more people running it. It's starting to become, I don't want to say meta. I feel like if I speak that, things go poorly. I don't know if we want to have a sledge meta, but I am seeing more teams play it. So I don't believe any of these 4 teams are going to be picking it up. But if they do, that puts us in an interesting spot. So, I don't know, Hyper, what are your thoughts on sledge in the finals? Do you enjoy playing against it? What are your thoughts on sledge?
Me personally playing against it? Hell no! They're the most annoying people in the game. But honestly, sledge meta is getting better and better, and I understand why a lot of people are starting to use it a lot more rather than staying away from it and playing at distance. There's advantages. There is also disadvantages. You know, most of the time you can hide inside of buildings and then you surprise them, and especially if you've got a winch as well. Oh my god, that combination hurts. However, when it comes to rotating, when we're going for the vaults themselves, when you're out in the open, that's where you see the disadvantage. You have no range. So it's 50-50 depending on if it's going to work well, whether it's not. But it's not like the other weapons I would say are massively strong either. You know, the Shack 12, great for a little bit of range, does lose its effect after a little while. But then at the same time, you want to bring in the shotguns. Again, you're going to come back to that same problem. And not always you're going to get the damage, a consistent damage that you'd get from a sledgehammer.
Yeah. Now we are about to jump into our first match here, which is going to be Sis Horizon. Again, Group 1, guys, we got 4 matches. So we're going to get into 4 subsequent maps. All 4 of these teams going to stay playing, so we're not shaking anything up. Just going to go one after another, 4 games. Sis Horizon, what we're starting with. And I do believe, unfortunately, that we might have a little bit of a two-player situation here as we're loading in. We do have 200 MS with a bit of a late show. One of their team members didn't wake up in time apparently, even though it's late in the day. So they're going to be running 2 people in this 4-team lobby.
It's not going to be helpful trying to run with 2 against 3 others. Yeah, it's always going to be a disadvantage, but never rule them out. Never rule anybody out with a disadvantage. I've seen too many pro games where next thing you know, the team with a man down still goes and wins. So that's something to be mindful of. But off to the races, the fine gentlemen go. We're on Sis Horizon and 2 vaults, 2 cash outs. It's going to be mega crazy.
We already have teams already moving in, and looks like we have disconnects as well. Unfortunately, going to have to remake this lobby. Just some tech issues, but we'll be handling them in just a moment, guys. We'll handle that take care of that as quick as we can. We'll get back into it. And once we get these tech issues sorted, we should be all set to go after that point. Shouldn't have any issues with it once we're through. So bear with us for 1 minute, guys, as we kind of work that out. But as we look at it, kind of break this down, I do think that in a world where you do have to play with 2 people. If there's any mode you're going to play with 2 people, I think cash out is so much easier than the final round, because at least in cash out, like you said, it's chaos. So if you absolutely have to, you can just solely try to third-party things. You can play around having 2 people. Obviously, it's not ideal. Obviously, you don't want to do it, but you can figure it out. I think if you were going to have a guy wake up late, this is the best one to do it.
Yeah, you definitely can wake up late. You can definitely play off it. Again, not advised. 100% not advised with any situation. You want to come with your full squad to go in. But yeah, as you said very well, it is so much easier and better on this mode to have a fight on this mode. But my question I want to pose to you is, we just seen the game we're playing Sis Horizon. We're playing in that foggy night. How much in your experience, because you play this religiously, I dip dive, hop around everywhere, so I get kind of like a gist of like multiple games. What is like your opinion on these different like visions, being in sunset, being in daytime, being in night?
Yeah, it really only starts to matter when you get to that foggy experience. And it can just prevent you from seeing those people at long range. You're not going to spot out rotations the same way if you are unable to see. If it's clear day, even nighttime tends to be easy enough because you can spot people moving. But as soon as that fog starts obscuring your vision, it just becomes really, really difficult to actually handle the long range rotations and make sure you're spotting them. So that's definitely a thing to keep an eye out for, and make sure that if you are in that foggy environment, just make sure that you're a little bit more attentive to detail. Maybe hold those angles a little bit closer than you might otherwise, because you might need to you might get surprised.
Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, hot loading back in. We're going for round 2 on the same map, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting nonetheless. 10 seconds before these guys present their teams. The big question, Sis Horizon, who's your money on?
Ooh, so I got to be honest. You look at a team like Scallywags. Scallywags are always on top of things. They play really close together. They're really tight, and they have their matching outfits this time, which I don't believe they had last time. So clearly they've locked in. I think if you're going to bet on any team, Scallywags is always a good team to bet on. They didn't have the performance they wanted last time, but that is that is something that they definitely will do. You know, they're going to perform when they need to perform. They had a really tough group last time. Unfortunately, we do need to remake one more time, guys. We've had one more tech issue, so we're gonna be back. We're gonna be into it in just 1 second. But once the games start, I promise the games don't stop. So make sure you don't go anywhere, guys. We're about to get into it, and
This is absolutely crazy. You can't you can't write a situation, two problems, and we haven't even gotten into a proper game yet. But as I said, we do promise a game to come forward. But while we figure out the last of the niggly little issues, let's quickly hop to a very short break. When we come back, we'll get straight into it.
right. We are in the game. The game is about to get started. Everything should be good to go, guys. I appreciate you guys waiting. I appreciate everybody's patience, all 118 of you sitting there, but I promise the games are now beginning. The games are en route, and we are about to get into our first match for real this time, guys. I hope you're all excited. Fourth Party Cash Box, 200 MS, Scallywags, and Make-A-Wish are about to jump into it.
April Fools, we're gonna go to another break. I'm kidding, okay? I'm kidding, I promise. Sorry, an April Fool's joke had to come out somewhere. But no, we should be good. We had a lot of objection to Foggy Night, so we did change it up. We thought, you know what, let's be kind, let's give him some sunshine, let's give him some a little bit of brightness, so we are going to be playing in the daytime. I think that's what it was, you know? The gloomy darkness, making everything mess up. That's what it was.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, I mean, I think that makes sense. I mean, obviously, these guys don't want to play without the ability to get all the information if they don't absolutely have to. So, jumping into our match here, I want you guys to take you might notice the color's a little bit different than you're used to. Trying out something a little different here. Trying one of those colorblind modes because we can get some actual greens in here, a couple different colors. Make sure that you guys can see what's happening. As we have our first vault fight, there it is. The APS turret on the goo barrel, preventing those those projectiles from coming in. Not something you see very often, but I love that unique strategy. As this initial fight starts out, these fights over the vault still matter. You want to make sure you can get set up in time. And Viper looking for some kills. Does finish off Wally. Still 2 of them left alive as they try to clean up the rest of Gremlins. And a nice fight from them here, about to finish off this fight.
Yeah, just a little side note, on the other side of this battle, as we see another player drop, the Livewire, so our pink team, which is the fourth party cash box, got wiped instantly off the get-go. We are seeing Kingfishers also taking a huge amount of damage. I might be behind you, left alive on their side of the team, so a lot of heavy damage from both sides have immediately come about. We could already see a cash out started with 200 MS.
Yeah, 200 MS with a nice move. Like you said, getting that one started. And on the other side of things as well, we do have Make-A-Wish with their first cash out. About to get some money in their pockets as they get this started. We're going to jump back over to that cash on the other side of the map, though, as you were just saying, looking at our teams setting up and looking to hold this cash out that has started and been going on for a little bit here, as we have several teams pushing in. Right now, Brands playing very slowly with that 93R and the cloak. 93R, not a weapon that we see an awful lot of, but I'm excited to see it here. And there are 3 teams here, as unfortunately we do have Orange getting cleaned up very quickly. So now it's just a standard 3 versus 3, a third party that really happened before any major changes in the game. Brands using that sonar grenade. We've seen a lot more sonar as well, making sure that you keep on where things are as this team begins to aggress, using that zip line. A lot of damage, instantly melting 2 members of Scallywags. The only one left, I'm Light behind you, has to bide his time. There's still enough time for his team to respawn, coin in, and maybe get one more chance at this cash out.
Yeah, a lot of time. I'm right behind you. I feel this is the second time he's been left alone, trying to fend off for himself. But more notably, we've seen the Yellow Squad, a Make-A-Wish Foundation. Of course, not the actual Make-A-Wish Foundation. We like to make that clear for all copyright reasons. It's just a silly name we're using. They have been, well, right now they've pushed up quite aggressively and starting to have a little fun outside the area, sending one far, but sorry, no, am I mistaken? On the other side, they're getting pressured for the first time as Orange is starting to press onto them on the other side of this map.
Yeah, Scallywags, like you said, once again, I'm Light behind you, is still by himself. He's again the only remaining member of the Scallywags, getting pushed by Brands, drops down on top of him, does get a trade kill, but he's going to go down himself. A nice hold from 200 MS, getting a very quick start to this cash out, or to this match with their first cash out, as we head back over the other side of the map, as Make-A-Wish are desperately holding onto this cash out. It's a 1 versus 1 between Grandma and Cafaneo, doing his best with that SA-12, both with about the same amount of health right now, so they're both going to sit there and lick their wounds. But Cafaneo, regenning faster, is going to go for the white, but oh! He gets taken out. Cafaneo wins the 1 versus 1! As the light versus the heavy, the SA-12 not helping out Grandma there, and they're going to be able to get... They did not even get the steal. It was too late. A nice delay.
Brilliant work. And that's sometimes what you need to do on these type of maps. Get just enough delay coming in to get that cash out going in. So absolutely perfect. But look at Brands. This dangerous position above is giving him huge information to understand where Scallywags are positioned. And now he can pop himself out, get that tag coming in, and this is going to be helpful for a team. And just like this, even more damage. Is there a kill to add on to it?
Nice
bonus. Bonus.
Very nice angle from him in the 93R. We don't see a lot of it. We see most people run XP or even Arn at this point, but the 93R, a nice pick from him. And like you said, he had a really nice vantage point. Unfortunately, they weren't able to steal the vault, so they are vaultless, and they have to figure out a way to get in on these current vaults started. We have one cash out already started by fourth party Cashbox over on C. Meanwhile, there's still a fight breaking out for the vault over vault number 4. Everybody and their mother currently on top of this is Bran moving around the outside. Looks like he's going to bring his team over to C. Just ignore that completely. Make sure they can keep the tempo up and head towards C. So Scallywags in control of that vault are going to go ahead and go for that cash out. Meanwhile, 200 MS looking for a steal onto fourth party Cashbox as they begin to approach this point.
Scallywags have been the weakest team right now. They definitely are not... They're not stepping up the way they should be. They should not be... They're doing nothing to help them. And it is sad to say. I really wish I could be more confident. But finally, something goes into their favor. They will start their cash out. But of how... It feels like it's a little too late in my eyes. Because already, Make-A-Wish starting to make a push on their side as well.
Yeah, 200 MS. Again, Brand just dancing in and out of these fights, but he has gotten found with that DMAT. He's down already. One down for 200 MS as fourth party Cashbox are seizing upon this advantage. Wolf, again, very low. Grudy's about to go down. He's about to lose the rest of his team. He has to just get out a dodge trying to escape. He's successfully going to distance himself from, but there's that DMAT. Doesn't allow him back in. So this is going to be a very easy take on the side, or a very easy hold on fourth party Cashbox. 200 MS completely rebuffed, and you can even see here Scallywags kind of on the periphery. They did get their cash out stolen, so now they're trying to third party this as Brutal Logic doing a lot of damage as he backs away. Again, fourth party Cashbox successfully holding this cash out so far and rebuffing everybody who shows up.
Yeah, and you said it for yourself, how Scallywags have once again lost their cash out, and in doing so, now we're seeing Make-A-Wish continue to extend their lead. They've gained control, and all the fight is just happening in one place. We're seeing Pink just on the outside trying to push themselves back into this fight, but as the final seconds go in, Pink's only trying to go for that steal. So much damage, but it won't be enough. It won't be enough. 200 MS stay alive long enough to claim it as their own.
Oh my gosh, amazing stuff. That was a brilliant steal from them being able to hold on to that. Fourth party Cashbox with a very nice hold though. Stayed alive for so long against multiple teams. I'm right behind you. Again, the only one left alive on his team is just trying to stay alive himself a little bit further. Nice movement with that dash. Going to go ahead and take out Grudy and finish a nice team whip of 200 MS. Going to net them a little bit of cash. What I think is really interesting, honestly, despite the fact that Scallywags struggling a little bit, actually still have quite a lot of kills, and that is going to give them some points, even if they aren't able to get a first or second position. That is still going to net them some points, which is really important in the long run.
It's small points, and those little points do add up over time. We know this is a game where you can get multiple kills, and that's why, you look at the score, like 100 for a win and 1 point for a kill. It doesn't seem great, but realistically, they add up so quickly. So yes, Scallywags are still in this with their mass number of kills, but kill-wise, well, it's got to be the Pink squad. It's got to be fourth party Cashbox. 6, 3, and 4 amongst their teams. Gruty carrying them right now. They're not too far away. One cash out as we go to the final minute, plus extension if it gets put in.
Oh yeah, Pink being 200 MS is in a. They do need to make sure that they do get a cash out, or they're going to be stuck in third place. We see Grandma right now with only other one member of the team trying to find the way across no man's land. Jumps up onto the top, looking to disconnect and get with the rest of the team. Has everybody up in a second. There's Herbie Hancock coining in as they are in control of vault number 6. Now the question is, where are they going to take this? Are we going to end up with a double scenario? And it looks like we may get just that. Here comes vault 6. It's going to get plugged. This is now doubled. It's absolute chaos. Be ready for the madness to descend as Scallywags looking for the steal. Pepe is holding on to it right now. Drops again. It got dematted down. Is he going to hold on to it again? So we see multiple layers of this fight. People fighting on the stairs. People fighting on the floors. Meanwhile, Scallywags, fourth party Cashbox, holding onto this still. They're in first place right now, so they can lose this. But if they lose it, they're not going to be in first anymore. Again, Pepe looking to hold this steal, but it gets dropped once more all the way on the ground. There's no more drops. Holding that shield out. Pepe trying to prevent the steals from being prevented. He's trying to hold on to this with his team. I'm right behind you. Is just dancing around, but already the deaths start to go out.
It is absolute chaos. We can see Viper down to his last health, trying to stay alive. He finally gets taken out. Now it's Grandma left to try and make that still, and it's important that they take it so they could get good points here. Meanwhile, well, Orange absolutely frying. They have players left, right, and center dotted around. Scallywags now going to go for that steal. They're playing risky. They're doing it inside of someone else's dome as well. Now, they finally get pushed up. It's going to be denied, quickly forced off. And this is where Pink starts to come alive. An opportunity, an opening for them to steal.
Oh, it's all on Cafaneo right now. Can Cafaneo prevent this 1 versus 3? But there's jump pads in the way. I don't think he can do it. It's taken. 200 MS are able to go ahead and grit this and grab it. And that is a full wipe for fourth party Cashbox with 4 seconds left. 200 MS with the last second steal. A beautiful fourth party. And they're going to get this first map, get in first place.
Whoa. Whoa, that ending came well, and it really showed who was on fire today, and Make-A-Wish Foundation just shy from coming out on, well, sorry, 200 MS shy from coming out on top, but being taken away from fourth party Cash Out. Oh.
And that is actually, so fourth party Cashbox were in second. 200 MS are actually the one who did end up taking first place there. Brand, Wolf, and Grudy, being 200 MS, are able to claim that first position with a commanding number of kills as well. A solid 20 kills between the lot of them. So really solid points. It's going to be 120 points in their pocket as we kind of get that scores entered. Fourth party Cashbox did manage to squeak out that second, and it's nice to be in that position where even if you lose the first place, even if you lose that doubled cash out, you're not going to end up anywhere less than second. So they did a good job putting themselves into a strong position in that match. But the real story, because we saw Scallywags definitely got a little bit unlucky with things. They had a decent amount of kills. Overall, they had 18 kills, so a fair amount of points there, but they just missed out on third place. But, we had Make-A-Wish with only 6 kills. They did make it to third place, but only 6 kills means that they're just kind of not finding a rhythm. We didn't see them make a lot of impact in this match.
Yeah, I would say that they were getting involved. They were amongst the battles, eyeing up a lot of positions. But for me, there was a lot of opportunities where I saw them overexceed and leave things out for the open. Like, they did take the first cash out. They took that for themselves. They went ahead, were able to get that advantage. But then once we came to that second, once we go to that vault battle, that was where they were losing, overexceeding, getting these early picks taken away from them too early. So they need to be careful in that sense, not to go for the fight every single time. But again, we got a new round, a new opportunity. It's far from over for these guys, so they can come back in and see what they can do from here.
One thing I do love that we're seeing more of these teams use is the number of coins that we have. Everybody gets 2 coins when we start these games, and I appreciate that these teams are starting to. We didn't see a lot of teams really relying on this in these the first couple play dates, going instead maybe for wipes, jumping off, tactically resetting, things like that. But in this case, we've actually seen them really start to just delay, let their team coin, realizing that oftentimes is just the better option, especially when you do have those quick revives on defense. That is still a feature of the rule set, is that when you're defending a cash out that's happening and in progress, you do get a faster revive. So a lot of teams making use of that. As our first match here, we're following fourth party Cashbox, looking for one of these first vaults. They get a quick tap and they're holding on to it, but they have a chance. They're again going to run into 200 MS. A little bit of a rematch here. These top 2 teams from last match getting jumped on right now. Nice tracking with that M60, drops out his shield, but Dumb Dudes are down, winched into the bubble, and that is going to be winched into his doom. A bit of a trade. Both teams already losing 1. And we're jumping onto the other side of the map, following Scallywags as they position on their vault as well. It looks like they've successfully gotten a team wipe, and Scallywags in a bit of a tempo in the way they didn't have that first match.
Yeah, they came inside. I was watching that for myself inside the building, just almost compressed their opponent of it was Make-A-Wish, compressed them into these corners, just couldn't get out entirely, and that's where they had that advantage. Thankfully, they got the vault, sending it over to B, but who spawned close to them? Well, that's gonna be a tough battle. It's fourth party Cashbox going to be fighting them over there.
Looking over at Cash Out A, which has already started. And this one, we do have a Grandma having to back out. Pops up that shield, but Viper is medium. Also lost some damage, also lost a lot of health. He's very low, has to find a way to reset. His health regen still about to be delayed. He has to get away, but he's lost on his entire team. Not a lot he can do right now. Again, he has to find a way to delay or just wipe right now. Drops in, looking for an easy pick. He sees a light that's quite low, drops his dome shield, looking for a pick. Already almost down against 3, can't do anything. Grandma getting taken out, and that is going to be Cash Out A held, but back over to B once again. 200 MS versus Scallywags, only one down so far. Wally's been taken out. 200 MS looking to push their advantage. Grudy making his way up the stairs, looking for a potential drop with his DMAT heavy. A winch comes in, they're going to blow up Pepe. That's one down. The other member of Scallywags able to coin in a 3 versus 2 once again, but Pepe not in a position to be revived. He's going to get pulled out of the window, but he's being chased. Grudy looking for a kill. Again, just more staggering, more delay as they push. They're not even looking for the steal. They're just going to look for kills here as Grudy chasing in, going through a gateway. Nice delay. They're going to just get out of dodge. And now the fight has been completely changed, put into the favor of Scallywags as they've been pushed out and gotten back into a place where they want to be. Once again, Grudy pushing up to the high ground, has the defib ready, looks to get his teammate up. He is, but he's going to go down himself, leaving his teammate in an incredibly compromised position.
Absolutely. We just saw aggression upon aggression. As unfortunately Scallywags will get wiped out. That teleport was beautiful, gave them some breathing room, allowed themselves to take a small break, but it just came with a cost because we just saw how much pressure was piling up. Meanwhile, chuck it back to that A side, only one left alive. They've been taken out as well. And Orange of 200 MS will take that early advantage alongside fourth party Cashbox. A great start and great pressure from the Cashbox side.
Yeah, Cafaneo doing a really good job right now, and with a solid amount of kills, 5 kills, as his team looks to get over to Vault 4, fourth party Cashbox, tapping Vault 4 with a gateway on top of it, looking to move that very, very quickly. Not a lot of people that I see running Lockbolt. We saw a lot of people experimenting with Lockbolt last play date, but not something that we've seen a lot of currently. As a jump pad going off, getting aggression. Sergno getting caught out by 2, immediately gets melted as dome shields are going down for both. But that's another quick wipe. Cafaneo, the only one left, is going to grab that vault and just run. He plugs C, but he's by himself and now has to wait for his team to coin in.
Chuck it over to Vault 3. It is starting to kick off. Dome shields have popped up, but we're already seeing that Herbie and Pepe goes down with a quick revive as Yellow are really trying to keep control. They popped it open. They want that extra money. They want to bring themselves across, but Grandma is the one to fall. But it's no worries. They won that battle. Half time. And half the time remaining means more pressure for these guys.
Make-A-Wish with a vault with Cash Out 3, and this is big for them because they haven't found really any footing. They haven't. They did get that first Cash Out, but it was quickly stolen from them by fourth party Cashbox. So they're going to be able to deposit over in D, as C is about halfway done. So tempo in favor of the Scallywags right now. Fourth party Cashbox might be in the lead in terms of score, but if anyone has the potential for momentum, it's going to be Scallywags as they continue to hold that site. But right now, already a fight breaking out before the vault can even be plugged over at D. Herbie doing some damage with that shield to bolster him. Already very low on Grandma. All of them getting a little bit out of the way, just trying to get rid of those sight lines, but they're just getting melted. Grandma, the only one left on a sliver of HP, can't be more than a couple, has that regen coming in, but she is just going to get destroyed over there in the corner as D is getting plugged. And 200 MS with another cash out to their name.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. As talking of 200 MS, how about we take the steal on Scallywags as they win that fight as well? On the side of the other battle that we were just watching, there was no throw, and Make-A-Wish, they have the opportunity. The spawns for Fourth Party were just perfect. It landed at Coliseum, at the arena. They quickly pushed their way towards the cash out and was able to form that trap and catch Make-A-Wish off guard. So unfortunate, but I expected them to at least throw it and get that vault closer because one player was there. They just need to throw that vault.
Yeah, fights breaking out over at D. 200 MS defending this with their lives. Currently, Bran does have a nice gateway that's going to be able to get him out of dodge as Scallywags looking to take this from them, but haven't been able to pin down anyone from 200 MS. Wally dropping out a goo, making sure that he can create his own cover as he needs to. And everyone and their mother is currently showing up. Everyone and their grandmother currently showing up at this point because Scallywags are about to get third party by fourth party Cashbox and Make-A-Wish. Wally sitting on the point, looks to hold that steal. The mesh is there to delay. Unfortunately, 200 MS have been caught, so they can't prevent this. This is going to be a steal for Scallywags, able to go ahead and get this and get out with nary a point of damage taken. Bran, the only one who has to run light behind you at very low health, fourth party cash box. This is their moment to strike as Wally waiting in wait as 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, finishes off Circle, able to put one member of fourth party cash box down, looking for his second. 1, 2, 3, another one taken out. Brutal Logic is down, looks for maybe a revive on his meeting, but he gets taken out in the air as he jumps back to defend the cash out that they were just holding, and 200 MS have respawned and taken their own cash out back. Scallywags unable to maintain the cash out that they stole back from 200 MS. A nice retake from them as he just looks to continue to put money into his pocket. Wolf getting more damage. Nice tracking as he finishes out 2 with that M60 in the blink of an eye.
Fantastic work as Fourth Party just continue to keep the pressure going. They're relentless, absolutely relentless the way they're fighting. Even when Make-A-Wish popped up and you mentioned 4 people attacking the same point, they were going for the vault. So they weren't going for the cash out, they were going for the vault. They wanted to make sure that they could get their cash out going in peace and quiet, and doing so, quarter of the time has gone through. So they have a little bit of a safety net going towards B, and now, well, 200 MS are closest, but they're not attacking it just yet. They're looking like they're quickly rotating around. I think they want to stack this and make this a little harder.
Well, this is where, we see both of these teams right now. Make-A-Wish cannot get to second. They cannot get to first. So all of this fight is we're currently around the vault. If the vault gets doubled, that spells trouble for 200 MS. They do not want this to go in. They are going to grab this and try and toss it away if possible. Rudy is doing that. He's just going to throw that into the nether, try to keep that as far away from possible. As the fight is happening back over at B, there's only 40 seconds left and nobody has time to grab that vault. We're into overtime as well, so the cash out is disappearing, and the only option would be to double plug this, which would honestly be a boon for Make-A-Wish if they're able to get it in. As it in, they're just hoping for third. They're praying for third right now because they're going to be stuck all the way with the paltry points that fourth is going to give you otherwise. Brutal Logic looking to get the steal. He doesn't need to, though. They want this steal just for the extra cash. It looks good on the resume, but they really don't care about this. The only thing they care about is making sure that 200 MS cannot steal this and surpass them.
Yeah, this is a point in my type of gameplay, and I'm turning around and be like, let's help them, make sure they have it, make sure they have it, working together as a team. As you can see, Scallywags, for the last few seconds, tried to run in, but they were fighting so much for the vault to double stack, they wasted their time. I feel if they had come in earlier, we would have seen 200 MS try and fend off the point, stopping anyone else coming in, as well as, bringing up the points for themselves. Because remember, it's a point for every kill.
Yes, and speaking of points for every kill, as we look at the score lines in this game, the two members that I have to really shout out here are going to be Cafaneo and Wolf X. Look at that, 10 kills on Cafaneo, 13 kills on Wolf X. We saw Wolf X just casually take out an entire team there. He took out the entire team of Scallywags. I'm right behind you, getting 11 kills. Again, these kills are important. It's just not translating into held cash outs. The light can do so much damage, but clearly there's a disconnect between the lights of Scallywags and Walio and Pepe. They're just not able to either, I don't know if that's a communication disconnect, they're not following properly, whatever that is, even though they're getting more kills consistently. This is 2 times in a row. They've gotten less kills than Make-A-Wish, but Make-A-Wish have placed third and they've placed fourth.
the kills are great, but the lot of the time when I was watching Scallywags, they're very spread out type of players. They play individually rather than grouping. We're seeing a lot of times, particularly fourth party, Make-A-Wish, they like to stay bunched together, like close knit. And this is why they win their gunfights. They're winning and taking control of points. I think in that round, I think I saw the first cash out over at B, where we saw Scallywags put it in. That was it. After that, the control from them was appalling. They couldn't find any way to protect the cash out, to give them an advantage. And it's disappointing to see, but as I said, you've got it when it comes to 3v3, v3, v3, or 4 lots of threes, you've got to be together. You can't spread out unless you have control of the cash out. And you're not being pressured by anybody.
Yeah, no, I agree very much, Hyper. You have to make sure that you're balancing that. And as we move into our next map, which is going to be Skyway Stadium, I'm hoping that's going to suit Scallywags a little bit more. Light behind you was doing a really good job of keeping pressure with that light. We saw him put up 11 kills, third highest in the game, which obviously means he's doing something right. So I'm hoping that with the longer sight lines that this map allows, and a little bit more of the ability to lock down these areas, especially if you're on something like the estate or on the high rise, it's going to provide you the ability to keep them from approaching you. So all eyes on him to see if he can make sure to soften teams up enough as they approach the rest of the members of his squad. The question is that something that Make-A-Wish can also do? Because Make-A-Wish have been struggling. They've gotten a couple picks here and there. They know when to push to get a cash out. But right now, this is the fourth party cash box and 200 MS show. They have just been dominating right now.
They have been doing a great job, but here we go. Skyway. What was that? The third map that the finals dev made, if I'm not mistaken.
It was pretty early on. Yeah.
It is early. I tell you, early. Well, why don't we look at the mana get absolutely obliterated, as it looks to be that the colors have changed for us, but Make-A-Wish and fourth party start battling it out, and already Wolf of the fourth party has taken out. Quick revives will come in as Bramba will now fall to the floor, and as things progress, the revives are so important as they keep coming in to keep themselves going. Brand's left alive as a light. That's a little bit harder to stay alive in that situation.
Man, Viper living up to his name right now with that Cerberus. He is just ducking in and out. He is ducking in, hitting a shot, striking from the shadows, and then ducks out again to get a reload. Just an absolute nuisance there. I tell you what, those were some of the most bold and confident revives I think I've ever seen. Just in the midst of these fights, we had Grudy just dropping in, reviving his heavy in the midst of 3 people, running around again. Very bold stuff. But we have Limelight behind you, Scallywags, with a cash out. They've started this cash out once again. You called this out. There were 4 kills already. So Limelight behind you. This is what we needed from him. He needs to be in a position where he can hold down these sight lines, keep them from progressing and getting onto this point. Already, they've done a really nice job on fourth party cash box of just avoiding the fights, but now they're getting pushed. Limelight behind you with that Arn doing damage, drops his glitch grenade, looking to pop that bubble, but unfortunately, just missed it. Fortunately, his team is behind him, pushing in for some damage right behind his heavy. But there's a mesh shield, unable to hold that out, gets spotted and immediately gets melted by Brutal Logic. On the ceiling is there. Pepe by himself does get a nice kill, but he's getting chased with that mesh shield. He has to get out of dodge, but he's just going to get hounded to the ends of the earth. Signal's not going to let that sit, and he's going to finish him off. Scallywags again with the plug, but unable to hold it.
I don't know what is happening. It almost feels like they're getting pressured. And I will say, it is once again, 200 MS are the squad to really apply that pressure. These guys weren't invited. Like, half these teams were invited in, and then we had that qualification, which added another 6 teams into this game, or into the series. And 200 MS was one of them. 200 MS qualified their way through. They didn't do well on the first qualifiers. They did well on the second. But it almost feels like 200 MS are the team to be keeping an eye on in this match. They are bullying Scallywags, and here they go again, as we're not seeing them right now, but they once again put in the bully effect right onto them.
Oh yeah, 200 MS are just bullying Make-A-Wish right now, but her grandma there with an amazing revive, just really nerves of steel, holding that out, jumping into the air, looks to finish off the rest of the members. Heavy versus heavy, he does get winched in, and he can't finish it off. Unfortunately, Make-A-Wish get pounded down by 200 MS, but that was so close. As we were talking there, I don't know if you saw, but when grandma was holding that revive, the rest of 200 MS were just coming through the door. They opened the door, but did not look behind the open door. And he has stuck the revive even as they were looking just past him. It was almost like something out of a horror movie. Unfortunately, the revive didn't end up panning out. They got taken out by anyways, and that is 200 MS with another cash out.
It is unfortunate. Make-A-Wish spawning in, and oh my god, they're being bullied off the get-go. Bullets flying in their direction. On the other side, in construction, Scallywags won their fight. They won the fight, but just a little too late. They couldn't get that revive coming in. They were grouping up a lot better. They were confined as a group. It looked well oiled. It's just unfortunate that the timing was against them. But that's also the second battle. You gotta be doing things at the right place at the right time. As here we go, Walt. A three-way battle is starting to endure.
You're right, it's a three-way fourth-party cash box. Looking to third-party this fight right now for the vault, as already Make-A-Wish are getting pounded into the dust. They're not going to be able to progress anymore, and Cafaneo is going ham on these fools. Already knocked out 2 members of 200 MS, looking for that third. He's taking some damage himself, but that's a quick pick, finishing off yet another member of that team. They came in and just ruined that fight. That was a nice third party that they did, running across to get that vault.
It's more than a third party. They took both of them out. They were the third party, and they came in, took control, and went aggressive. Thankfully, the cover inside the building was what was helped. A lot of players tagged damage, low on health, and then what they did, clean up the first few. Then they focused on the next two from Pink, and that just finished them up. It was so well orchestrated. Now we flip over to Cash Out D, and once again, we're looking up and eyeing up another opportunity for a third party. Castile is going to start coming in. Are Scallywags going to read it? Yes, they are going to be able to fend it off. Shields are up, but nothing just yet, and Scallywags losing players like flies.
Yeah, once again, Grandma backed into a corner. Scallywags pushing them away, but here come 200 MS again to spoil the party. One member down, all ready for Scallywags. Walio with a sliver of health is hiding underneath the stairways. Pepe is running as far away as he can. The steal has happened. Pepe, look, has gotten found. He has gotten spotted out. He's getting surrounded. He gets winched in. He's down. The rest of 200 MS are following in to just seal the deal. 2 members back up for Scallywags as 200 MS look to hold this. There's only a couple seconds left, so all they have to do is just sit on top of this cash out. As we see right there in the corner, Wolf again with that M60. He just go ahead and gasses up the point, keeps anyone from pushing in. 200 MS rocking these third parties right now and just managing the entire lobby.
They really are. They are making sure they have control of the entire situation. It's impressive to see when they do come out and they start to take control and leave no one behind. Just absolutely fry. But the aggression is going to look towards C, and they're going to go back towards it. Scallywags once again trying to get involved, but it's not going to look fortune that will work out for them as Make-A-Wish starts to push in. They're looking to make that steal. But Scallywags, there's going to be an RPG of Pepe. Is it coming in at time? No, just a little too late.
Oh, but look who's here.
This isn't the fight just yet.
200 MS looking for another third party as these teams are so engaged. Grandma gets winched onto the roof and melted. The rest of the team not far behind. They've set up a little bit of a crossfire here. Bran was shooting from the edge, has a gateway to make sure he can just dance around. Only about 20 seconds left on this cash out. Glitches are coming in, preventing any of these shields on the ground floor. Scallywags struggling. Very low health on them as well. Only a couple members of Make-A-Wish. They're trying to hold desperately onto this cash out. They need to have these funds. But it's just gas. There's only a couple seconds left. I think they're actually going to get this one at 200 MS, not diving for these steals. Very confident in their first place position as this cash out goes for Make-A-Wish, putting them into a nice, solid second place by only 500. But can they hold on to this as we look towards our final vaults as they desperately try to escape?
Yeah, it's going to be a put-in. Looks to be from, I think that is purple for you guys. It's orange for our screens because we got changed midway through.
Fourth party cash box there. Got that plugged on B, and the fight now revolves around 6 with the rest of them. But already Herbie Hancock going down, and Make-A-Wish again just getting staggered on their way towards B.
Scallywags start to make that first push. They're going to be the first team to go for the fight. They desperately need this cash out, and they need it so badly. They're willing to throw their entire body at fourth party to go for the steal. Already, one of them down. Pepe has lost. Cafeino also gone as well. Is there a possibility for a revive? Because that would massively come in handy. The answer, no. So they're going to fight with a 2v2 right now as they press further and further away from the vault, from the cash out.
Oh yeah,
But
but here
able to capitalize.
on the other side of the map, we have Make-A-Wish looking to get this plug. They had Vault 6, but they were unable to get it submitted. This is grabbed by 200 MS and thrown away. Only 10 seconds left. They have to try to get this plugged, or they're going to have to run all the way across the map. Grandma looking for an RPG, but there's a Dome Shield. Ready to eat it, so he can't toss it yet. Very low health, has to back out once again. His team is battling. They've gotten one member down, but that's a trade with 200 MS. Zipping with that Mesh Shield, looking for a kill. He does have the aggression. He's getting the revive, getting the regen as well. Looks to get a full revive on his team. They have to head over towards B now because they've lost their chance to get a plug onto that last cash out. It's now all eyes on B for the last 30 seconds of this match. Can anyone even get there in time?
Yeah, Scallywags did try. They had control, but immediately fourth party just came in and did exactly what they need to. Put some damage, put them down, and it wasn't able to get anything done. Another steal coming in, this time for Viper. It's just a little tease for now. Fourth party's read it, and in doing so, let's take out Viper. That pick and touch will not help you. 11 seconds left. Fourth party will take this. And they say thank you very much. We just secured our second place, but not only that, we're going first.
Nice hold from fourth party cash box. They benefited a lot there from sort of the difficulty going on the other side of the map. 200 MS making the decision to specifically prevent that cash out from being plugged. They knew that if that did get plugged, there was a chance that they could end up in third, and they took the bet of saying we'd rather have a guaranteed second than a potential third. And that's one of those strategic decisions that they have to make kind of in the middle of these fights and decide, okay, well, points wise, obviously you want to get first. Maybe they wanted to grab that and plug it for themselves, but they know that if they do that, there's a chance it goes wrong. And because this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. You care about first, but you care about the long-term points more. And based on how they've performed in these previous two games, clearly they feel confident with where they are. And the goal now is just make sure you stay in one of the top two. Doesn't have to be the first every time. As long as you're up there, you'll have enough points to put you comfortably on the top half of this bracket.
Yeah, that's the main goal, main objective. Make sure you're up at the top. But as we go into, I believe this will be our final round, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, this will be map 4. This is going to be our last map of this group. Still waiting on our map decision, but this is it for these teams. So after this, we're going to have, again, 2 more groups left. So these games, like we told you, once we get into these games, once we get started, they are going to come fast. They are going to come quick, and you're going to have to keep on your toes, and these players have to keep on their toes because the momentum right now, especially in a format like this where we just continue to play game after game after game, it is all about making sure that you feel confident. And right now you can tell the way that they're playing, the decisions that they're making, fourth party cash box and 200 MS specifically, they are feeling it. They know that they are on top. They are feeling hot, and they know that they are in the driver's seat.
And also what helps as well, scoreboard, as I said, we're going to be trying to keep that updated as much as possible. 200 MS, well, they're jumping up that board very quickly. Look at that big jump up as fourth party will take the top of the board. Woo. 200 MS, they jump to the top of the middle bracket, but we also have to remember they are the first of 3 series we have ahead of us. So that it's all well and good. You could be near the top and it's great and you look like you're there, but you've got 4, 8, 12 other teams ready to put their points in next. So fourth party happy now, but 200 MS, they're still in danger zone here. So a victory is so critical, and especially at Monaco.
Oh yeah, head to Monaco, a classic of the maps, still probably my favorite map. And this is where teams really need to show up. They really need to put something together. You can be low for the first map, but you have to get at least one high placement, or you could just run it back. Sometimes a group just doesn't match you. There's going to be a lot of these playdates. We're only on playdate 2, and there are going to be 8 total. So there's lots of opportunities after this to figure stuff out. But like you said, as we get into this final one, we need to see these teams kind of pick things back up. And remember, if you want to keep up to date with these scores, if you don't want to wait for us to show them on screen, you don't want to wait for us to do anything else of that nature, you can check out that link, follow along with the actual Pro Hub's website, which has been put together by some fantastic people. Huge shout out to our dev who has been putting together all of this and doing an amazing job. MRX on the backside, really incredible work from him. And so follow that link. You can check out the website and see everything that's going on in real time as we follow this game in real time.
One last attempt. The nerves start to bring up. If you're Scallywags, you need a lot more. You need a banger to finish it off. But if you're 200 MS, let's take it home. Country roads. Get it over and done with. As who will be the first to make a pop? It's gonna be a close battle to who will be the first to get their first 1,000. Looks to be Make-A-Wish gets the first on that side, and then on the other, fourth party again getting that first 1,000, and that always gives you that little incentive and goodwill feel, shall we say?
Oh yeah, it's nice to get that tap. Although there's always that momentary kind of trepidation. You hit that vault and you worry that tapping that vault might just put you out of position if you get caught. But no worries here on this one. This is going to be fourth party Cashbox getting it very nice quick. They use the jump pad gateway tech. We see some people running this, get them a very nice head start as they push and get a plug. But here, Herbie Hancock got a nice pick. Looks like they've finished off 200 MS with a full team wipe for what feels like the first time in this play date. And that is going to be, at this point, Make-A-Wish getting control of this vault. But we've seen this story before. They have to actually hold on to it, and fourth party Cashbox are going to have to hold on to this as Scallywags are approaching on foot through the jungle, through the forest, looking to get an early pick onto this team.
Oh no, in the background. 200 MS have spawned right next to the cash out. Scallywags was holding cash out A, and next thing you know, it was control. They moved and went for the fight at B. No, now there's going to be a trap formed onto this A point. But here on B, as we're watching right now, it looks to be that fourth party are just trying to run away. They're just trying to get some breathing room
Nice
to
RPG.
keep themselves alive. As slowly, we're actually seeing Scallywags put up a decent fight.
Yeah, Scallywags keeping themselves alive right now and knocking a lot of the members of fourth party Cashbox quite low. Cafaneo is regenning. He has a chance to hold on to this, but Pepe blows up the mines. They've wiped out Cafaneo. They wiped out Walio. Cafaneo making a good name for himself. They've traded 1 versus 1. It's 2 versus 2, but Pepe and the light behind you are very, very low. Not a lot of health left on the rest of this team. Fourth party Cashbox going to come through and just clean up the rest of them again. It's all on I'm light behind you in a 1 versus 3. We've seen this time and time again. He's going to run away. He's probably going to get chased, but at this point, it's too late. By the time his team coins in once again, fourth party Cashbox are just going to have dominant control at this point.
Looking on that A side, you said how rare we've seen 200 MS get wiped. Well, he got wiped again. Setting on Grandma's house is where we're going to see Make-A-Wish Foundation sit on top, not allow anybody to push in, and that is something that is critical. That building gives them oversight onto that A side and not allow anybody to push in as they start to make their aggression. As we switch over to watch that POV already. First, Wolf Grootty get taken down. This is nothing like 200 MS we've been seeing before. Make-A-Wish really being the thorn in the rear end here.
They're really putting it together. This is what we needed to see from them. Brand's the only member left. Now, this time, there is enough. There's a lot of time left for his team to coin in. The question is, does Brands even want to try to contest on this? He's actually just going to walk over, going to go ahead and hit a barrel, and he's going to end it. That is going to be a full cash out, going the way of Make-A-Wish, getting a nice start to this match, and the momentum might just be in their favor for possibly the first time today, which is exciting to see as Scallywags pop in vault number 3.
Vault 3, inside the cave. You're probably going to be fighting into the red buildings. pushing up to the Colosseum, which right now, fourth party have that control. So they have oversight. They know which way this vault could go. We could go towards the park, or we could go towards the shopping district. Either way, there is pathways to push, but immediately that vault trying to go towards D quickly sniffed, and in doing so, possession and control in favor of fourth party.
Yeah, Brutal Logic backing up with that shield. Pepe from long range with the Shack, but you mentioned it doesn't do that much at range. Pepe in a 1v1 against Brutal Logic. Hit that Shack. No, he gets melted. Fourth party Cashbox again, controlling these fights and doing such a good job with that very aggressive jump from the top of that building. They are now going to get a revive as well. Brutal Logic going to stick this, and so they're in control strongly as Make-A-Wish have to decide where they want to go now. This tempo is strongly in fourth party Cashbox's control. Vault 4 has only just been tapped, and Make-A-Wish have to make the decision. Are they going to approach this point? Are they going to try and get a vault? How do you want to approach this right now? As a 200 MS dropping down, about to get into a fight with fourth party. Doing some damage from range. The medium is quite low himself, has to back away. Broody and Brands moving very close together, moving fully as a unit. They've locked down Brutal Logic. He is isolated from the rest of his team. 1 versus 3, going to get immediately melted, and now fourth party Cashbox with only 2 members also getting pushed by Scallywags. Scallywags right on top of the point, looking for a steal. That's going to begin any second as Broody with the rest of 200 MS figure out how they're going to approach the point. By now, they've easily sussed out that Scallywags are on top of the point. They know that they've gone for the steal, and it's a proper 3-on-3.
It is becoming a proper 3-on-3. 200 MS. They had control of that fourth vault. They could have gone for it, but instead they opted to go for the fight. They want those kill points, and in doing so, making it look all too easy as Scallywags get wiped off the face of the earth. But it's not done just yet. Here comes fourth party. They have been strong today. They really have been stepping up and making a meal of the entire situation. But just like that, quickly, 200 MS makes a good fight back down to Brutal Logic. Will pop one up as they continue to get peppered down. Can't be done. Wiped out. One more steal. It comes in from the none other than Make-A-Wish.
Oh, but that's not over yet. The winch. Oh no, it was so close. Does Herbie have time for the steal? He does, just barely. Oh, that fight went so far across the park, but at the last second, they were able to hold on to that. Make-A-Wish. I guess they finally got their wish. This is a great performance from them.
Yeah, it came in last second, spawned over towards the red houses, quickly stayed quiet. They didn't want to aggress into the fight too much. And then, right at the last second, when they know 200 MS had been in 2 fights, realized this is our time to quickly take them out. Put in the third party, made sure they got the kills, and then quickly stole that cash out. Done to perfection. Hats off to them. We quickly look over to see Scallywags have again got control, but guess who's on top of them? It's none other than 200 MS.
Again, 200 MS just keeping them locked down. Broody with that F-car, the red dot sight, doing a lot, is going to look for this steal so early as well. It's Swalyo looking for a drop. He does, no, unable to successfully get the steal. Scallywag still holding on to this. Wolf looks for the steal, continuing to hold this. He's being danced around. How have they not killed him yet? What is happening? He's just looking at him, and they're just going to go ahead and let them get that 200 MS. What happened?
Yeah. I think the only explanation I can think, because I was looking at it, or well, we were looking at it on mainstream, I was looking at it on my screen. From third party, it almost looked like he mildly disappeared and the bullets just weren't flying through because he dematted while he was inside. So that would be my only explanation of why they didn't shoot. So he became slightly invincible. That's the only explanation I can see here. As the battle for Vault 6 starts to come through, it's down to Grandma. Oh, well, I was going to say down to Grandma, as Grandma gets wiped out. Minute 30 on the clock as we head over to A.
Yeah, it looks like 200 MS plugging this in B as we have the fight on A between fourth party Cashbox and Scallywags. I'm right behind you is already gone down. The rest of his team following close behind. 1 down, 2 down. Pepe trying to hold this for himself, but he's going to get cleaned up in a matter of seconds. Fourth party Cashbox cleaning up Scallywags. Scallywags kind of just I don't think the mental is there right now. They have been just shot down time and time again. And yeah, maybe it was a bug. Maybe there's just some major strife happening in that team that might have caused them to just get. I don't know what's happening because Scallywags have just every single match they have not been able to put anything together.
200 MS. They're setting up B very nicely. They've put it out into the open while we continue to look at A, as it's going to be Make-A-Wish and fourth party start bringing it down. Bring it down to the bottom. Dome shields are up and a lot of sensors around, but the fire burns within. So nobody able to get a footing onto this point as the final phase comes in. Scallywags, well, this is going to be bold, as immediately Pepe going for the immediate steal. A DMAT and a Goo will push them off. They can go for one last attempt. More Goo going out, not helping them. Scallywags might steal this. They say thank you very much. It won't be enough to take second, but they will take third.
Oh, putting it together at the last possible second. A nice hold from them. And I did really like what Sergno was doing there, trying to use the Goo to prevent the steal. There was nothing else he could have done. There were too many people in the way, too many body blocks. So the Goo was the last chance he had. But Scallywags putting it together at the last second and able to pick up a third place in map number 4 is going to net them a decent amount of points. As we also take a look at our kills here in a second, it's going to provide them enough that they are just, you have to stay on the board. You get the kills, you get a third place here and there. Remember, there's a lot of time left in this season. We're not near the end yet. So they have time to put this up together. They have time to clean this. But look at that. 200 MS again on top of this fourth party cash box in an uncharacteristic 4th place, while 200 MS standing strong and staying up on top of this bracket.
You could be doing the greatest, and this is something I've learned from, the likes of PUBG, a kind of a very similar mentality. You could have one team absolutely fry, do brilliant within like the first 2-3 maps, and then when you come 4th or the second, or no matter what map it is, that mentality shift just changes and you just don't do as well. So it's so easy to lose out because there's so much unpredictability of how the other team's going to react, how they're going to plan, what are they going to do in these situations. And I think, as I said, describing kind of that how you play as a mixture of like Overwatch and PUBG combined together is the best way to describe how crazy this how things can change so quickly.
Oh, yeah. Very nice play from them. And we're getting our stats put in now. So you're going to be able to see exactly where these teams are now falling. And one thing I'm seeing here as well is I do believe that 200 MS is actually a South American team playing here in the NA region. So 200 MS, maybe more than a name. Maybe they're playing on ping. Regardless, 200 MS, it's working out for them. It looks like we have our scores as well, getting this updated. And let's take a look as we get this updated. What's this jump looking like? Yeah, you're a huge jump there. 4th party cash box at 200 MS. Again, like you mentioned, there's still 2 more groups to play. We haven't made it all the way through yet, but that is a commanding lead from them. Team Dis still really strong from last match. Should still have an easy chance to get there, but they punched their way to the top. They're easily top 4 with this showing today.
Yeah, 100% can be top 4, but they have to maintain consistency. And both 4th party, 200 MS, they've definitely expressed that they want to be fighting near the top, not amongst this mid group. It's the Scallywags that, again, I think we're all just slightly confused and disappointed on. But Make-A-Wish, mid team, a lot of 2/3, a couple, 1 second, 1 at last. There's been a mixed positioning between them, and nonetheless, I think mid-tier where they are right now definitely kind of explains, oh, there we go, even more of a jump up as they go up into 4th as the update comes through. I would say that's respectable in their performance right now. Make-A-Wish is it's not top tier, but it definitely isn't down at the bottom.
That's true. And we do have the rest of our teams getting ready for our next group. So we're going to go to a quick break, guys. We'll be back in just a couple minutes to get into group number 2 of the NA Region Playdate number 2.
Welcome to the Finals Pro League. This is the seasonal battleground where teams fight for dominance, bragging rights, and the ultimate title of regional and world champion. Season 1 kicks off with 2 qualifiers where only the strongest make it through. 3 teams from each qualifier will advance to the regular season. But getting there won't be easy. The format? A modified Swiss bracket. If you lose twice, you're out. Win 4 games and you punch your ticket to the league. Simple, brutal, competitive. In the regular season, the best 12 teams in each region battle it out over 2 intense splits, each lasting 2 weeks. Every split has 4 playdays, where teams are shuffled into fresh groups of 4. And if your squad isn't clicking, no worries. There's a short roster change window between splits. The format? Cash out. Placement and eliminations earn points, stacking up to determine playoff seeding. Only the top 2 teams in each region secure an automatic spot in the championship series, so every match matters. Out of the regular season and into the regular playoffs. The top 8 teams from the regular season start in the upper bracket, while the bottom 4 teams wait in the lower bracket, hungry to fight their way up. The format here is final round 3v3. Lower bracket is best of 1s until the semifinals, where it's best of 3. The upper bracket is best of 3s until the finals, which are a best of 7 showdown. Every playoff match earns teams points towards their season total, affecting their seeding for the grand finale, the championship series. 12 teams, 2 regions, 1 trophy. Welcome to the championship series. With an initial $500 prize pool and growing, this 2-day event will see the top 12 teams from both regions pitted against one another for the title of world champion. The top 2 teams from each region get a free pass to round 2. Every match is best of 3 until the upper bracket finals go to best of 5, and the grand finals, best of 7. Only 1 team will stand at the top when the dust settles. We'll see you in the arena, where we'll find out who can reach the finals.
It's showtime!
I've seen it all, the finals proves me wrong. What a play!
That's one for the highlight reel, Scotty.
The next chapter in this epic saga is about to unfold. A storm of epic clashes is brewing this season of the finals!
The stars, distant, watching. When will they arrive? Will your family be disintegrated first or last? Will your family dog become their leader? With Holtau's alien invasion insurance, you don't have to worry. Alto, we got your back.
In the world of sports, every second counts. Every move matters. That's where a Spooze comes in, the sports beverage designed for champions. With a Spooze, it's simple as pop, pour, perform. Packed with electrolytes and essential nutrients to keep you hydrated and energized, Spooze is your go-to drink for peak performance. Whether you're just carrying the vault or securing the winning cash out, Spooze is there to fuel your victory. Its unique formula is scientifically designed to boost your stamina and focus. Spooze, for those who dare to excel. Pop, pour, perform.
That strange thought you just had, where did it come from? And was it even yours? Our new Series 2000 effectively suppresses third-party influence and eccentricity, outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000, your mind stays in control. Via, we as one.
The life giver, the sun, always on, the source of everything that is good. But can it be trusted? Holtau's Sun Insurance will have you covered if the unimaginable happens and the light goes out. Holtau, brighter than ever.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have already cracked down on 4 maps already, and they were pretty much a banger all the way through as we expected, but we bring up another 4 teams. We have After Hours, Team Deer, Dark Horses, and the Blowers going in the second series. I know what Team Deer can do as they have went through the qualifiers. I know what the Blowers can do as they also went through the qualifiers. But Dark Horses and After Hours, well, that's your area, Waltz.
Oh, yeah. Well, we saw Dark Horse last play date put up a good fight. They were, like you said, they were a qualifiers team. Airrock was running the Revolver. We saw them a bunch last time. They definitely are the Dark Horses. We saw them in kind of one of the weaker teams. So just be watching for them to maybe make kind of a big statement for themselves and really pick up After Hours. This is a team to expect big things from. We got Lasagna, we got Mad. You all know these players. And then, of course, we have Uni. Everybody knows Uni. Everybody knows the absolute pain that this man will inflict upon every other team in the lobby. So keep an eye on that team. But we're jumping into our first map. Again, our first map of the day is always going to be the exact same. We get to pick this one. We pick Cis Horizon because we know teams love this one. It's a nice, even map. It accommodates all play styles. You can be close range. You can be long range. A thing to point out, though, because I know a lot of you wanted to see Llama run it back with his sledge. Unfortunately, he has been subbed out, a last-minute sub out for Illitz, so he is not going to be here on this one. Instead, we got a little bit of a different lineup.
Yeah, of course, we do hope he is okay with a storm in his area, so please stay safe, don't go too crazy, but yeah, the question does lie. Sledgehammer, yes, no question. Let's see what they can do as off to the races the fine gentlemen go.
Yeah, here we get into the match. These teams are approaching their respective vault fights. And it looks like our first fight, we have Spawns doing a lot of damage from range as his team start to push in. Team Dip looking to get some first blood.
Good bit of damage just to kick things off, but unfortunately one player dropped and now Spoon's all left alone. That's a horrible way to kick things off, but that aggression that we're seeing from After Hours, they weren't wasting time. They stuck as a group, pinpointed individually, and that's going to allow them to vault control and most likely putting this straight to B.
Oh, yeah, and not surprised to see After Hours getting control of this first vault. Definitely disappointing because I know that Team Dit, a lot of their playstyle did revolve around building around the sledge, the just wrecking ball that the sledge player can be. So they need to be able to find a way to adapt around that playstyle as After Hours getting a plug and about to fend off a push from Ethanol and crew.
Another aggression, but it looks like it's going to be a quick retreat. Nothing too major just yet, as you do need to push past this bridge and this advantageous positions. No surprise, it does look like a lot of these players from this pink squad, from the Blowers, they were going to go A, but nope, they're going to go start pushing in. And they're up against the dangerous After Hours.
Oh, yeah. So the Blowers trying to get in. And we've been watching Uni, but we're back onto A on the other side of the map as a fight is breaking out between these two. Team Dit trying to push in. Only one left. Sparrow left on Cobra with his team. Dark Horses are getting knocked out, and Team Dit with a nice take. But on the backside of the map, Atlantis, you take this one.
You're very quick indeed, but it is going to be another firefight indeed. Already, Lasagna taken down. This might not be helpful because that takes away your heavy, your brute power and force. But, well, it's not going to be too much because in doing so, you've also taken the medium out from this pink squad down to Ethanol to keep things alive. We know heavies can do a lot, but it just can't come through. The Cerberus, just all too powerful, up close and personal. And I know, Waltz, it's one of your favorite guns.
Oh, it is a brutally strong gun right now. And the combination of Uni with the Cerberus, because Uni is going to keep you down at range. It's so hard to push in the open. And Lasagna is not going to miss with that Cerberus. He's just going to keep pounding. He's going to move around those corners, just duck in and out, keep those reloads that are really fast. But on the other side of the map, a nice defensive play here. Oh, just melted him with that DMAT into the Cerberus kill. You were just talking about that, and we just saw its strength.
Yeah, what does it help as well? Volt, cash out, bouncing up and down onto the bounce pad. So that made it so much harder for any plays to come through. Great hold from Team Dit as they're able to steal it away. I love a good bounce pad on cash out. It just almost feels disrespectful.
Especially now that they've changed it, so you have to bring it down. You can't drop the bounce pad on top of it. It takes a little bit more thought into how you approach it. As Team DIT looking to contest Vault 4, which is about to get tapped by the Blowers. 3 teams eyeing up Vault 4 right now. DIT are figuring out how they want to approach this. Do they actually want to push in third party? Do they want to set up over on C? Looks like they might be choosing the latter option and setting up on the cash out. They know they're not going to be in time, especially because so many of these lights run gateway. There's the fight happening on the vault right now, though.
Yeah, gonna be a big push in already. We're seeing Sparrow and Zuki being taken down, so revives have to come in to keep themselves going. Pink of the Blowers still down a disadvantage. We saw one of their players go and look towards C, try and prepare themselves, but they didn't have a gateway set for the transportation of that vault. But they're going to have to look elsewhere, as down below we start to see the aggression come in from this red team of Dark Horses.
Oh, and this has gone so totally wrong for the Blowers. They had control of this, and on Dark Horse, they're just shacked up underneath the stairs right now. The vault still not being touched. Finally, Arok runs to grab it, and his team is hopefully going to be able to make a push for it. But Sparrow, trying to give them a gateway, is just unable to do anything. These gateways are just getting glitched away, and finally they find their way out. They might be able to get past all of these teams, but he's just getting shot from behind. They're being chased. The Team DIT again in control of where this is movement, but finally this cash out gets started.
Team DIT waited on the outside, made sure they had players ready. Cash out, Vault's gone into the cash out, but Team DIT still got Illit left alive. That could still be a dangerous position, and Revive will come in. They're spread out. Both sides, Dark Horses, spread out, nowhere near sight. So a quick push could lead them to have a quick steal, but no.
Oh,
Dark
Sparrow.
Horses read that like a book.
Oh,
nothing that
Sparrow.
Team DIT can do.
What a beautiful play from them. Team DIT just getting a little bit caught up on the outside of this match. We're unable to do anything. They held that so long. There were so many glitch gateways, and this is basically a free cash out for after hours there, as these teams, like you mentioned it before, setting up on top of this high ground, such a commanding position.
They're going again. There's another push on to C, all in the back. All the while this is happening, by the way, the after hours are doing nothing. They're getting another cash out and just guaranteed second place here. Steal coming in from Normalize is going to get dematted, but it didn't do anything. Normalize is going to steal it off because the demat went wrong, and in doing so, great control from the team in pink. Normalize, get control.
They have this one right now. The Blowers looking to actually put themselves up on the scoreboard. Arok is getting chased. He has that demat, has the ability to separate himself with the goo as well. With that revolver, he needs to actually hit his shots. Keep a very close eye on him as they look to approach and hopefully contest this point, as we now have multiple teams looking and eyeing up C, as we're only a couple seconds away from this getting finished up.
I'm surprised. Most of the teams are rotated away. Team DIT were just on the edge of C. They could have gone for the battle, but no. All teams are pushing towards Vault 5. And this is going to lead to some chaos. I'm looking forward to this. Let's see who's the one pushing out. Eric will be the first to pull shots, but Team DIT are the ones really wanting to get involved. But putting Bamboo in a pretty difficult situation, he falls down first.
Arok, a little John Wayne happening right now, looking for more kills with that revolver, that 6-shooter, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, melts Lasagna. Looking around, using that demat to get around, hits 1, another nice kill on Mad, just melting too in a matter of seconds. So you need the only one left alive, but even with those nice kills, they're not in control of the Vault. Vault's going to get plugged by Blowers, actually. They're in control of Cash Out A.
Cash Out A will open up. This now allows After Hours and Dark Horses, as they are the two closest, to start looking at this A site. Both of them, well, Dark Horses really needs to get some point here. They need to get this steal to come through. They are the closest to this as well, as they go for the steal. This will start to bring in the Blowers. The Blowers, sitting comfortably in second right now, start to make their aggression on. The explosion, dropping the vault down, isn't necessarily going to push off the Dark Horses, as slowly they push further and further down.
just getting rolled over right now. But Zuki, the last remaining member of the Blowers, does get a last-second defib up. Arok looking to get some miracle shots with that revolver. He can't do it. Only Ant, the last one left on this team, is dueling right now on the low ground with Zuki. Gonna push him away. Can he finish him off? Looks for that goo. The goo separating the fight. Zuki almost pulling this out for his team. But Ant surviving that 1 versus 1. His team is coining. But does he have enough time to get the revives? I don't think there's a chance here. He's trying to goo this off, trying to prevent this. But there's a glitch grenade. Normalized dashing in, finishing off that with an elbow. Just kicking him into when he's down, really.
The Blowers coined elsewhere as well, and that's how they quickly got themselves back into this fight and defend the point. Over on the opposite side, just a little note, we're seeing Orange putting it in. Of course, that's Team Deer. Time and time again, they've been winning these fights.
Yep.
They've
And this
been
is the
fairly consistent, but they just at every last second get pushed at the wrong place and the wrong time. And talking of wrong place at wrong time, they've lost control of the cash out and they've handed it to After Hours.
Oh, but a quick push. This is the battle for first. Already one down for After Hours. They have to regroup and find a way back into this fight as a third party is now coming in. Oh, a brutal wipe there. Illit has to get out of dodge. Team did have to reset, but there's an aggression coming from Arok onto the point.
Dark Hours can take second here if they've really played their cards right. They try to go for the seal, but Lasagna or the Cerberus says, hang on a sec, buddy. You are not touching this point. Cerberus on a light could get dangerous as he starts to really step things up.
Oh, the steal.
All 4 teams eyeing up B. No second vault here. It's pure domination to see who gets that control. We're sticking with Lasagna still. He's waiting around the corner. He wants somebody to tap this. The tap will come in, runs in, tries everything in his power. Mega damage is on. Will get the damage, and the Lasagna keep it alive. What a work from them.
Oh, Dark Horses with a very nice steal there. Oh my god, Ant understanding the chaos of what was happening and just sticking on to that point, even though he could hear the explosions happening around him. Getting him just that little bit of edge, moving up from 4th to 3rd. Unfortunately, Team Dis struggling a bit there, couldn't quite put it together. They are going to be all the way down in 4th place on this one. They were so close that actually could have put them into 1st place, but it was the Blowers, and the Blowers coming on top, followed very closely behind by After Hours.
Look at that, 12 kills by Arok. Arok just absolutely frying for Dark Hours. It's an absolute shame that they sit themselves only in 3rd, but nonetheless, Dark Horses will start to jump up the board. They sit dead last right now, so good kills. 2nd place, 30 points, massively going to push you up. I ain't going to complain. I am not going to complain in the performance that I saw from them. I'm a little disappointed of Team Deer. I think that sub is not helping in the same way that we saw from them when they went through the qualifiers.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they were frying.
Oh yeah, for those of you. For those of you who tuned in during the Playdate 1, you should check out those VODs and check out Llama, because the way they played, it was all about the defense. They could set that point up, and you cannot stick a steal when there's a sledge heavy on top of you.
Absolutely not. There's nothing you can do when you saw that spoon just flying in and getting it going. But at the same time, when you have a sub, it's usually somebody you're comfortable with. You see this in multiple other games. The sub comes in, they very quickly just go and take control, or they quickly get back up to speed. You expect them to be slightly bad, but you still should be able to put up a good fight. And realistically, I'm not seeing the fight I wanted to see from them.
Yeah, it was not exactly what we were hoping for, unfortunately. So I'd like to see them improve just a little bit here, see if they can make sure and just kind of put that last little bit together, because they were so close. With that last cash out, they actually had a chance to get into at least 2nd. They just couldn't quite hold it. And then, of course, the entire lobby showed up. And at that point, you already were low on your utility. You're already low on health based on that initial fight. So if you can't swarm over the defending team by the time it starts, then there's no chances. So we did have we're getting into our next map now, which is going to be Las Vegas Stadium. Hyper, what are your thoughts on Las Vegas here, especially the remake?
Well, I think we've definitely had this discussion before, but I would still stand by my point. They didn't change much. They changed some of the interactive equipment inside. I did like that there was a lot of interactive stuff that didn't make pathways as easy. I think making a lot more corridors smoother removes that technicality of the map, the ability to dip behind a chair, to essentially throw the chair if needed. All those types of things I wanted to see, they removed.
That's true.
And I am slightly disappointed by it. Other than that, layout of the map, this is where we start to see some rain coming from a few of the angles. We might see some LH1 start to come in. But the reality is, this is a map where it's chaos in itself because it's tight with where these sites are put.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of tight quarters, and one of the things I do like that they did add is they added some extra walls and some extra just kind of layers where there weren't before. There used to be such wide open spaces, and yeah, there was some machines and furniture and things like that, but you could find those destroyed. So I agree, there are elements where they have sort of taken some of the character out of the map, but a lot of places they've also just made it so it plays better. We can see that they've really started to understand how their map how people play the map and how to sort of balance around that.
Right now, just a little weighing up stalemate starting to come in. We're seeing a glitch, a transportation in play. So a very quick retreat over to B, and with no time in itself, Team did not want to waste here. They want to get that in, get it going, and very quickly we're seeing the blowers recognize that the pressure and the vault put in. A couple of pop shots came through, but realistically, Dark Horse is the one who wants to fight.
Yeah, a nice early plug there from Team D. We did have a colors change. If you guys were wondering of that, just made sure and actually aligned them with their actual colors. So you guys do have that now on the stream. You can keep an eye on what's happening. So Team D currently defending B. Looks like they're holding for the steal. The jump pad is coming in. RPG is about to go, but the bubble is down. So they have a position. Ant looks to chase now with that APS on the ground. There's a little bit of cover. His team is there with him. The jump pad up once again. Ant drops up his mesh shield, looking to back up. Still full health on all of them. There's their own jump pad, looking to drop on top of the opposing heavy. He's solo, but he is going to finish off Illit. Illit is down. That's already went down for Team D. Looking to punish this. Dark Horse try for a steal eventually. And there's a gateway, a bit of a defensive gateway, and I don't think there's anything that Uni can do here I don't think there's anything that Team D here can do to prevent this steal.
No, nothing it could do. He's still stuck on top of the building. No, he was left alone. Why take that fight and risk losing your entire team for sure? Yeah, that's not something I want to be doing. But we look over to the other side. Let's look over to A as we see that steal happening by Universal as he will get it for the After Hours squad, respectively getting their wipe done as well. Looking like, yes, you could be the first one to put the vault in, but on this map, I'd say all four teams really stepping up the game.
Yeah, really impressed by Dark Horse right now, but they're about to get pushed once more. The blowers this time. I know there's a C4 in there, but here is this last second steal. Can they hold on to it? There goes the C4. He hasn't able to hold on and stick it, and there's the dome shield. Just chaos on the point. Anyone's game right now.
Really is. Shotgun not doing too much of a damage. The shield is up by Ant. Just trying to get some defense, but he's so low on health. But so is Zui, as he is trying to stay alive for the blowers. He knew he can't fight this too much. Now comes the game. How quiet can I be to get everyone in? I'll tell you what, how about getting a revive to come in as he opens up the door, and the blowers able to get a good amount of damage. Can't get it fully done just yet. Normalize is still alive. But this is where we're starting to regain your team. I tell you what, brilliant work from the blowers. They get that open and done with.
Yeah, an exceptional amount of kills from them. Dark Horse with a really nice commanding start to this match, though. They actually get that first cash out, only 12,000. Really not a lot of cash, but if they get that second one, it does add up. It all adds up. So Dark Horse with a bit of a strong position. We haven't seen that for a while from them, and I'm eager to see more of that as we look towards these next two vault fights. Nobody with significant tempo right now, so blowers looking to hold on to vault number 3.
After Hours and blowers close to each other right now. You can see the gateway ready And I think Lasagna and Mad did just spot that as they quickly rotate, as we're going to have quite a hectic fight. C and 4 next to each other. Right next to each other. So Team Deer, well, they spotted what's happening. They want a piece of the pie and go for the bigger food, and rather than going for the little bits.
Suki trying to stay alive. He's half health, hiding in a corner. Has goo, no longer any goo. He's going to get melted in half of an instant. His team following him up. Airrock going to go down, but that's a trade. Only one left on the side of Blowers. Normalized getting out of there with that dash. But on the backside, Sparrow as well. Only one left. It's a 1 versus 1 on this purple versus pink battle. Blowers versus the Dark Horses. Airrock, Sparrow does get a full revive onto Ant, so it's now 3 versus 2 as they're about to try to get their medium up as well. A nice reset from Dark Horse as they look to retake this.
A lot of coins going through. Everyone took a coin and was like, you know what, we're gonna have to use it. We've got to do it. That's the only way we can fight. As we can see now, the fully reformed Blowers start to come in. A lot of damage has been taken down. Sparrow and has fallen. Eric left alive to try and make the attack successful, but the Blowers once again
oh my gosh,
been successful at holding off C. Brilliant. They group so well together.
Really disgusting stuff from Blowers. Just like you said, they just move as a unit. They know how to aggress. Normalize not getting caught out without his team, and that is the big thing within these light, medium, heavy compositions. Your light is the most important part of your team. Your light being solo health or positioning is so incredibly important. But it looks like we do have, again, Dark Horse have not learned their lesson. They're pushing into Blowers one more time, and a quick pick on Normalize is going to start this off.
Team Deer also coming in for a third party, so this is going to be a 3-way battle to try and take the point. Here comes the shield. Not going to be all successful. A flame engulfs over the point. This is huge. Steel can start to come in. Eric trying to get it done. Will get taken out. Now you've got Team Deer within the battle as well. They're from above, trying to get any angle. Last opportunity to go for the steal. You have to commit now. Go down. Z behind.
Oh, that's
gets taken away. Nothing you can do on point. It will be the Blowers to defend. Not once, not twice, 3 times against 2 teams. What a hold from them.
Oh my gosh, and Sparrow on Dark Horse. Oh, just as I'm about to applaud him, he does get taken out, but I am just impressed by his play so far. 8 kills on him so far, even though they weren't able to get that last cash out. He is doing a great job. Unfortunately, Uni is just keeping these guys down. He's playing with fire, playing on the edge. Currently 5 kills on him after hours, with 5 and 6 kills on 2 of their members are just running across this lobby and about to take their own cash out, which they've been pretty much uncontested at. And now we're looking at Vaults 5 and 6. Vaults 5 already in control of the Blowers. Who is going to get Vault 6?
I can confirm that the after hours cash out had quite a lot of C4. I don't want to be that guy to touch it. We are going to get an extension, as we do see A being checked in. The Blowers looking to extend the game. They want to make sure that they have it confirmed and done with confidence. I'm loving the way the Blowers are playing right now. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Setting up on top. Actually, the real question now is, what do After Hours want to do with this vault that they are in control of? They have time to go plug it in on B, which it looks like they may be doing, or they may go for a last-second double. They're actually just leaving it behind. They want to contest this. They want to go for first, and the Blowers setting up on the high ground have an eagle-eye vision on everything that is currently happening. There's a steal that's starting, and they're going to go ahead and defend this right now as they push onto the point.
The usual phrase is pros don't fake, but a fake will come in and decide to start to draw back the Blowers. They want them in this game. They want to get those kill points. But right now, there's still no information, as Mad just drops into the middle of nowhere, and he's getting obliterated off camera. But nonetheless, Z still trying to search. You could see how the Blowers wanting to hunt for the final few points here. But no one's aggressing it. They're leaving this time all out in the open.
Yeah, I think there's a real urge to go for the third party from After Hours. They want to steal this from Blowers. They know that Blowers are their main competition in this lobby right now. They are the strongest team alongside After Hours. At least I think that's how they're probably viewing it right now. So there's still about 30 seconds left on this cash out, and there's probably time to make it back to B. So it looks like After Hours actually heading all the way back over to B and pushing onto this point right now.
This is quite an important one. This will be a battle for third. If Team Deer can hold it, they will be able to jump up, but realistically, they can't do any more. They still can't come in, as Team Deer are able to quickly jump onto point as the very last possible moment, but everybody's here. Dark Horse is here. We're seeing After Hours here. They're wanting it. Still coming in from the Dark Horses. This would jump them up into second if they take it, but they would need, yes, they can take it, and they will take it. They still need kills though, because it's so easily for After Hours to get the money to push themselves through kills.
Yeah, Dark Horse hoping they can hold on to this cash out. This is putting up into second. Lasagna very low on the back end as well, but Aroc looking to hit with that. Our Revolver isn't able to do it. He gets melted. One down from his team. There's only 2 left. Zuki with the blowers looking to take this out. They are in control of this no matter what happens. The only thing that goes down wrong for them is if this is a Unistack is able to take it, drops down, gets a nice revive, looking to push in. Only 12 seconds left on this map as he opens up the wall, trying to prevent them from getting a steal. This is the team he doesn't want to steal with that Cerberus. 1-shot, 2-shot, melts 1, hits the second, does a lot of damage, but the steal is almost able to go through. No, the steal is prevented, and Dark Horse takes second. Blowers getting first place.
Blowers were just top-notch this game. Absolutely frying with the kills. They get pressure upon pressure upon pressure. I love their second cash out. Oh my lord, you couldn't ask for more pressure to come from them to fend off Dark Horses twice to then get Team Dit at the end to come at you. Holy mackerel, that's just perfect work. And this is why the Blowers are slowly moving up this leaderboard.
Abs, I could not agree more. They are doing a great job of positioning in the defense. The defense is so crucial. And this is why I like this format so much, because we're not only looking at the 3 versus 3, how do you deal in a 1v1, but how do you manage the knowledge that at any point a team could show up and third party you. And your defensive positioning has to be so much different than it is in just a 2-team scenario. You have to be ready for all of that. And Blowers showing that they really know how to hold these cash outs. And if they need to aggressing in a smart way. And that's why we're seeing them get so many points, like you said, continuing to move up this leaderboard right now with 2 very strong and commanding positions. I think that's 2 first place for them so far as we move into our third map.
Third map.
Sorry,
Fortuna Stadium. Hello. I know you absolutely adore this map, but can get a little repetitive.
It can. There are no variants on this one, which is a reason, and I've said this time and time again, I think it's a reason that the pros like to pick it so much, because you know exactly what you're getting. That's just something we don't have to deal with anymore, thanks to the updated custom match tool. So thank you for that, Embark, giving us the ability to choose the variant. But Fortune does just kind of have the best parts of every map, but I can understand why it gets a little samey. I mean, it doesn't quite have the same soul that a map, some of the maps like Bernal or Seoul, for instance, tend to have. Kind of that it feels more real life. This one feels like an arena, but it's an arena that these contestants are going to make the absolute most of and probably destroy a little bit with how crumbly this map can get.
Yeah, I do get, like, if you're thinking of more of an aesthetic reason, yeah, Fortune really is bland. It doesn't have too much towards it. But the reality is, when you're creating a competitive game, are you really caring about the aesthetics, or are you caring more on how it feels for players to play on? And that's where it comes alive. It is just beautiful. Sector 6, a difficult area that is so hard to hold back and get into. And then you have this battle to kick it off onto Sector 1. Oh my, as everything just opens up. Team Deer, Alpha Blood, as they've been lost twice, tries to open things up against the god almighty leaders of this lobby, the Blowers. They've been successful to take down Ethanol, but just like that, they get taken out.
And that was no health left on that team. That was a combined 30 health between the members of Blowers. One thing I want to point out here that I noticed as well, Illit was running the SA-12, or he was running the Shack, actually. He switched over to the Sledge. So Illit deciding that he's going to help his team out with that Sledge, try to play a play style that they are used to. But we are looking over at B right now as Dark Horse, actually, once again, holding on to a cash out and fending off all approachers right now. They have a team pushing at him from the side ground. Here comes Team Dit with that Sledge on Illit, trying to take this away from Dark Horse.
Yeah, they're going to try and make that battle, but we still remain and watch the Dark Horse side. Up above,
look at
that revolve has been quite nifty. It's been quite powerful. As again, look at that tag damage it puts on.
So
it is
much.
huge. In the background, you've probably just seen it. A has been switched over. That's now After Hours who have that control as they continue their fight with the Blowers.
Oh yeah, but Sparrow was set up all the way over on the other building, or the other Haltel building. They were so separate, setting up a kill feed, but here comes the aggression. We're actually back on the other cash out right now as they are getting pushed on the side of After Hours, trying to hold on to this site. Blowers pushing in right now.
Down below. They're just below that vault. Below the cash out, as they're going to drop it down. There goes the first drop. They might go second from this point, but the shotguns again just absolutely fry. Nothing you can do when the SA-12 starts spraying more and more damage when the heavy comes in. You do not get in its way. All that's left, Universe, stays alive long enough for some coins to come in, and the steal comes through. Universe, that's a bold lunge. Again, he gets denied to come through. It won't be enough. The Blowers take it back.
Oh, Uni might have been a hair too aggressive there, but Matt is going to back him up. A nice goo to separate this fight, but they're very low on the side of Blowers, getting pushed by two at the same time. Matt takes out one, looking for the second. Chasing one-on-one versus Ethanol. It's a heavy versus heavy. The shield's being put up, separation being done, but the cash out is ticking away. Cash out's almost finished, and finally, Matt gets taken out. Uni, once again, the last member remaining on his team, but Blowers finishing this off and getting the cash out with the steal.
The After Hours have wasted 2 coins from each player. They start off with 3. They have 1 left apiece. So this is dangerous for them. They can't do that repeat mentality like before. So that's going to be something they have to be mindful of. Vault 4, back to Sector 1. Let's bring it back to where we all started. And right here, right now, it's another Team Diff versus Blowers battle as they try and take control of the next vault.
Yeah, we have Blowers with Di in control of the lobby right now, but it's all in these next 2 vaults. These are the vaults that really mean the most. Normalized getting picked off very quickly by Spawns. Light versus Light, he's lost that one. Spawns very low, gets picked off nice by Ethanol, sniping him from range. 1 versus 1 on both teams, but Blowers losing more people. Ethanol taking out that Sledge Heavy. He's fending off the second. He has his shield, but he's going to get pushed by the Cerberus. The Cerberus finishing him off, just taking out 3 with each one of its heads.
Team Diff, that's more like them. That Sledge actually working for them, and they're going to be extremely happy with that. Universal, though, hello, get some limbs coming in, get the team wipe done, as C has been slowly ticking its way on this side as the contest and steal will massively help After Hours.
After Hours finding their footing here, Uni popping off as we so often see him do as they are about to get pushed by the Blowers again. These 2 teams facing off, but looks like they're choosing not to take this zip. A smart choice against a player like Uni. If he's set up in the right spot, he's going to kill you as soon as you go there, but they're going to find him on the high ground. They're getting shot from behind as well. Normalized, almost completely dead. Just on that push, he gets picked off. Oh, I wish we had a kill feed so we could see who got that kill. I'm pretty sure it was Spawns on the side, getting a nice angle there, as both of these cash outs are so close to each other right now.
Yes. A lot of the players are going to cross over each other. We can see Zoo actually going quite far and deep towards the D side, while Ethanol is fighting for C. They spread themselves out. The Blowers trying to go for both points right now. Now we're starting to see Dark Horse. They're going to go for the contest out in the open, and all players start looking that direction. We saw After Hours, we saw Blowers all push to the same point to try and make sure no one gets it. But once again, Dark Horse, they're back on the point. They just need a good steal. They're playing it in the open, no shields, no nothing. As Dark Horse Team Diss, or he tries to push in, gets wiped out. A fantastic steal out in the open with nothing to protect them.
Dark Horse did a nice job of faking that a couple times. Team Dim missing a winch, unable to get onto the point. And this is a nice, easy position for them to hold now. Like you said, it's out in the open. Goo is in place. Zuki is holding the steal, but he has to face the damage raining down from Aerok and Ant. But Uni is right on top of them, looking for some damage. Are they going to spot him? Yes, Ant is going to get seen, caught in a crossfire from 100 different weapons at a time. And looks like Uni and team dropping onto the point, but the glitch is going to melt them. It's just a killing floor. It's just melting from everywhere, and Blowers trying to hold on to this last point.
They really are trying their best to still try to come through.
Oh
It will
my
be successful. How the Blowers have done that and stole the cash out for themselves. Absolutely phenomenal. Talk about bloodbath. I don't think we've had that in the finals, period, where all the teams are fighting over the same point mid-game. Not the end, mid-game.
And the closest of those cash outs make that so hard. As we move into our last two cash outs, our last two vaults, the score actually very, very close. Dark Horse in the background. They are in a not a distance fourth, they're in fourth, but this could change with one cash out. These are so close right now.
The big question is do you play safe, put one in A and put one in B, as we can already see that Team Deer getting the early advantage. They got the 1,000, they got the extra 3,000. They are now pushing themselves into second place. But it feels like an eternity. It will feel like an eternity as they defend one more time. And it does look, I'm looking on the larger screen, we're separating. One's at A and one may look B, but Team Deer have a problem in their way. It's called the Blowers.
Oh, the Blowers wanting to, if they get this plug, they're pretty much guaranteed first place. If they can get in, at the very least, they're going to get a second. So they do not want this to go in. They honestly don't want this to go in at all, so they can contest A. But we have to see how they approach this. Like you said, underneath, Ant holding that vault, looking to get a plug. They're going to drop this down. They can't get it in. He gets melted on his way. The throw from Aerok. He gets that in. A nice throw. Able to start this. They can't hold on to it, but they do get the plug bonus, which is going to give them just a kick, and they have a chance to retake now 2 cash outs in the same building, Hyper.
Talk about chaos, we go round 2 chaos as more explosions come through. Team Deer steals it back. They have control. Now they have the pressure of After Hours. They have been relentless on this A side. A drop down from above. The shotguns have to do something, but that shield is too powerful. The glitch comes in, opens them up, but no one was there. No one was there to counter the push. Now comes Dark Horses. They're coming from a different angle as Team Deer has been wiped. So a new opportunity, a new battle, particularly on this point, it is huge to take. Dark Horses have control, and they will be successful to take it off them.
Oh, the stones to hold on to that, not letting himself get dissuaded by Uni, just firing from above. He couldn't hold on to it by himself, and you're right, Dark Horse are getting this, putting them into second at the very least, and all eyes are about to turn over towards B as Uni just gets obliterated there. Sparrow been popping off this map, and we're on B now. It's bouncing up and down. That cash out is on top of that jump pad. Blowers are holding on to this still. All 3 members of their team are currently alive as they fend off all comers, but Dark Horse are approaching with all 3. They're currently the only other team in this lobby that have all 3 Dark Horse and Blowers facing off as After Hours try to regain their strength. There's a dome. He's trying to pull this out. Might have gone for just mismantled. Couldn't hold on to it. And doing some damage. It's dropped once more. Shield dropped down. Sparrow dancing around this fight. They're in and out. They're trying to hold on, looking for this steal, but the flames, the barrels are on point. They've been exploded. There's fire everywhere. They have to start stealing in just a second. Somebody has to go for it, but the Blowers have continued to hold on to this, punching their first place ticket, and they are taking this against all 4 teams.
Whoa. Time and time again, the Blowers continue to amaze us. They win the fight. You can understand on that final cash out, they did not want anybody to put it in. They knew they had security with only 1 vault in. As soon as the second one goes in, that's when we saw the risk. That's when we saw people that could come and take the fight to them. So what do? You take the fight to fortify the point, not allow anyone to get in. Unfortunately, it went in, so they quickly cleaned up. That's a few extra points in themselves. And then to hold off when everybody comes at you at 2 points in time, the very end, and Death Channel? If the camera's on me, my hand's in the air like, well done. Absolute well done.
Yeah. No, incredible stuff from them. I'm blown away by Dark Horse as well. I think that's 2 maps in a row they've managed to pull out a second place against, it feels like all the odds. The shots are hitting. Sparrow in particular has been impressing the hell out of me. 11 kills, the most in the lobby, and there were several times I saw him pick Uni off in a 1 versus 1. For those of you who have been following the pro scene for a little bit, you know how difficult that is. You know how disciplined Uni is with his aim control, and for somebody to pick that off of him, very impressive stuff from Sparrow. So keeping a close eye on him as we move into our next match, because he has been enabling so much of Dark Horse, allowing them to make these movements and get these steals when it really matters.
It really, yeah. When it comes to stealing, it is the right place, right time, and yeah, Universal really did shine. He was able to do it, but we're heading to Skyway Stadium to finish off this group. Group B, honestly, I would say it's been more entertaining than Group A.
Yeah, I have really enjoyed these games so far. There's been a lot more volatility in these matches. In our Group A, we definitely had two teams that were just so much stronger than the others, that really had a commanding position on the rest of the lobby. In this one, we have seen the Blowers. The Blowers have been very dominant. They've been incredibly strong, but the rest of the teams honestly have been a little bit of a toss-up. It's been Team Diff for moments. It's been After Hours. It's been Dark Horse. All three of them have shown really strong moments and have had a couple slip-ups here and there. So very impressed with these teams. They're definitely really putting up a good fight and not giving us just a one-team domination.
I'll tell you what, this could go either way. I'm looking at that scoreboard, 561 for After Hours, the Blowers 504. Another win for the Blowers. They're going to be jumping themselves up to second, but realistically, After Hours could also be in this all the way through. So here we go, Skyway Stadium, the third map ever created by Embark. And we're going to have a great old fight. One by, it looks to be the officers, the other by the manor. We'll stick with the officers for now, as it's still a stalemate. No one wanted to push too aggressive until the jump pads come in.
Yeah, a very early glitch grenade coming out there from Sparrow as he continues to try and just look for that entry point. But taken down very quickly, actually. This fight has turned on its head in a matter of moments as Dark Horse looking to still control this.
You can see the Blowers retreating away, only Normalized left alive, hence why he is getting that revive in. So quite a surprise here. We're seeing Team Deer, as they do usually off the open, they're strong out the gate, getting the first bit done. But when it comes to that second section, when it came to latter stages, that's when they have their downfall.
Oh, yeah, and we do have Blowers pushing towards this point B, about to aggress onto the side of, about to push onto Team Di. Team Di, with Illit running that sledge, we're doing a really good job of holding, as on the other side of the map, Uni and the rest of After Hours setting up on this crane, doing damage from range. Uni not going to let anyone get close. The fight is happening in the middle of the map right now. We have Blowers versus Dark Horse just kind of stuck out in the middle of no man's land, fighting each other for really nothing. Just their little patch of ground that they can claim their own. But we don't really care about land here in this match. We care about cash. And the only teams that are holding cash outs are not being pushed by anyone. Finally, looks like the Blowers, Dark Horse have reset, and the fight are beginning to break out a little more consistently. Dark Horse pushing up towards point B, as three teams are actually pushing up towards point B. One team member already lost for Team Di, and they're pushing on the rest of the group here. This fight is just falling apart for Team Di.
Yeah, it is. As I said, they have that initial fight. They do really well, but then they keep falling down. Hot Spoons gets taken away, and that's going to be a team wipe against them, as it will remain for the Dark Horses versus the Blowers. Two of the top two teams here really wanting to get some points. Steel's going to come in, and that's going to move towards, looks to be, it's for the Blowers.
The Blowers. Oh, nice stuff from them. Illit with the sledgehammer is looking for his way in. We got to keep eyes on him as he approaches this fight. Zuki with that Cerberus trying to keep his team alive. Looks through the wall. Did I hear a minigun on somebody as well? There's definitely a minigun in this lobby. Gotta keep an eye. But there's Illit. They're looking around. You have to swarm a sledgehammer. But there's definitely a minigun on Ethanol right now. He is using that minigun and currently crushing with it. Spinning up and waiting for those teams. Doing damage from range. Just spinning on these fools. Look at that.
You could use that for damage. Ethanol tagging them down, making sure he's got a player close to him to very quickly pick up the rest of the damage. It is perfect and beautiful until you get close. Blowers able to get the cash out. So does After Hours. So our top two teams already getting early advantage here.
Dark Horse getting eliminated once again. I'm sorry, Team Dick getting eliminated once again. Just like you said, they had that first initial cash out, couldn't quite hold on to it. And this time, after hours, as you said, in control of the map and again in control of a vault. As this time, Dark Horse heading over towards C. We may even get a double situation here as both teams are pushing towards cash out C.
A little bit of hesitation. Universal using the new ARN, the little assault rifle used for lights. Very fun to play with, I can confirm, but damage not the strongest. But we're seeing a lot of teams choosing weapons that opt for damage and go for wearing someone down and then having a teammate close by to finishing it off. We're seeing a lot of that play as we're going to be looking for a double stack early on onto this C site. So a change of plan, a change of place. You ready for some chaos, Waltz?
Oh, I'm so ready. Actually, Mad says, no, I do not want this double. Take it away. Tosses the vault out of the window after repelling that and stealing the vault. And just going to hand it to Blowers. Blowers getting a deposit on the backside. Illit with that sledge is looking to reset. Has to get that regen. He's hiding in the stairs, waiting for that to come up. Looking how they're going to approach this site. Again, 3 teams still here, progressing on, looking for that kill. Keeps getting walled off by Goo. Keeps getting walled off by everything there. Swings, but the death is already there. Following his team now, looking once more for the kill. All 3 members of After Hours are just waiting with open arms for him to show up and try for anything, though.
It's just a swing and a miss every single time for Illit. It's not working out for them. And Team Deer are just looking weaker and weaker as they fight. They already have spoons down, and they're going to have to back away from the battle just to revive themselves. While this is all happening, we still see the pressure from C. We now see an opportunity. I tell you what, maybe the delay might be helpful because the steel can come in. But quickly, the explosion will drop it down. The steel is forced away. They still try. A witch hit perfectly.
Oh, they got it.
Can the sledge do the job? No, it can't be done. The steel does go through, but very quickly. After Hours looking to take it back, but the glitch keeps on coming. Thankfully, it will come through. After Hours, well defended.
After Hours getting nice control of that. Ethanol was looking to spoil the day and actually showed up with that minigun for half a second. But now it's back over to D. We are going to have 5 spawning, but there's still about 40 seconds left on this other point. Aroc just going to squeeze through that tiny gap. Can they find him? He gets backed off very quickly. Again, dealing with that Cerberus. You have to hit all your shots. He does get the better of Zuki. Amazing stuff from him. Beating out that Cerberus in a close range is not an easy feat as he looks to find and punish the next. There's that minigun, gets immediately mowed down, and Blower's probably in control of D again.
Yeah, they're going to be saying thank you for the early advantage. Thank you for making this game just a little bit easier. They won't lead this game. It will still be After Hours who will put in more kills, but at the very last second, this is going to be a huge steal. There is a C4 on it. Glitch will push them off. What a move from the Blowers as they take it as their own. After Hours, cheeky boy, couldn't get it off.
Couldn't quite pull it out. And that is why we do see Glitch and Light specifically being such an important pick. When these shields go up, you have to have that glitch grenade. And it, just as we saw, there were so many shields on that point, so many bodies. The second the glitch grenade goes down, it is over, and there is nothing else that you can do. You just melt in the face of those weapons. So the Light proving that this is why light, medium, heavy is currently the main composition. Everybody runs this with a couple exceptions. Everyone in the lobby currently, as we have another steal. Blowers attempting to take this one back, but Illit trying to drop it with that sledge. He does. Meanwhile, Spawns trying to do some damage from range, looking for the Blowers, looking for Normalize. Can he take him? There's another team coming to spoil the fun.
Oh, I love the spray from the light AR as it continues to do damage. Still trying to come through. The Blowers are committing to it. They are going to take it away. They now have the lead here, but it's still over a minute of time to go on this point. A stack could come in. A quick jump pad. will disrupt things, and they will look to bring it down if another tap onto point comes through.
Blowers setting up underneath right now. You can hear the minigun. He's spinning it up. He's ready. As soon as anybody tries anything, he is just going to destroy them. But this is a really lockdown point right now. There may be 3 teams here, and they're actually getting pushed out a little bit as we see them retreating across those vents. How often have you seen anybody use those? And Dark Horse trying to find an angle in, but that wall is just going to get opened up the second that they try to steal. There's the DMAT. The bubble goes down, trying to defend them, but Ethanol with that minigun is pushing in. He is melting everyone, but he gets knocked down himself, actually. Dark Horse and Dia following in behind. Dia trying to cause chaos, and they are succeeding with that. A is still under control of the Blowers. Somebody has to look for a steal. Boo Boo, only 2 members left of his team. He's underneath a little bit of angle, though. He has a single health point. Can he get a steal with a single health point? He's holding on to it. He's waiting for it. There's no time left. He can't pick it away, and the only cash out remaining is B.
B left alive. B in control of After Hours. And if you are the Blowers, you want to take this with a landslide. 30 seconds left. It's going to be the last push, the last aggression that all teams can make. Here we go. Bring the chaos, they say. All teams rotating. I don't think that After Hours know how dangerous this will be. 20 seconds. They start to get the guns going. They start pushing up. Now they're going to look at the point. The steal starts coming in. Everybody firing everything at everybody. No one able to get a sideline. No one able to put their finger on point. Finally, Dark Horse able to start the steal, but quickly gets pushed away.
Oh,
It's a lot of
Sparrow!
bodies here all in one place. No one can get it done. Body blocking coming from After Hours.
Oh, Sparrow. I thought maybe there was a chance he would get it in the midst of all of the calamity, in the midst of the confusion. Maybe he had a chance to just get that off, but couldn't do it. After Hours, really smart. They knew they had time. Everybody was focused on the cash out on the other side of the map over there in the hospital area, but they had time to set that cash up exactly where they wanted it to. They dropped it outside. They put it in the middle of the open, so you had to use a winch to pull it away. And at that point, you use so much utility. So really well played from them, holding on to that, and a really, really nice play.
Yeah, beautifully done. And again, top 2 from the Blowers, from After Hours, continue to demonstrate their positioning, why they are so good at breaking into these points and taking control. Particularly the Blowers. I feel that every time we've come to an after-game situation, it's Blowers doing a fantastic job at staying alive and just having a different strategy that continues to upset people, particularly with Ethanol this time running the minigun that was just shredding damage, and his team so close by to quickly pick up the pieces. It is such a beautiful strategy. On a map like this, I think it worked fairly well.
Yeah, I think it did. And what's interesting is we've seen minigun actually been kind of consistently a pick for some of these heavies. It's not something you expect to see, but I got to be honest, I think we're about to see another minigun, actually. I think we're going to see Busy pick up that minigun because he has been running that a lot. I was tuning into some Busy streams, and here's what's interesting, actually. And we'll see if he decides to run this now. But Busy runs no RPG. It's one of the first times I've seen a heavy not pick a single RPG. He runs a Lockbolt, he runs his C4, and he runs his Dome Shield. And then he runs the minigun. Not a single RPG in sight. He is all about locking those players down because I guess when you have that minigun, you don't really need the extra damage from RPG. So we'll see if he runs this build. I've seen him running this build a lot, and it was working for him. It's been working for him in the playdates. It's been working for him in his Q game. So I'm eager to see if that's what we get.
I look forward to it, but before we get there, before we can have the action, we're going to take us all to a short break. When we come back, it's the final time we are here. We're final time. We will come, well, not the final, but it's the last time for today. We'll see you in a bit.
I'll leave this one in. All right, everyone, we're back for Group 3, our final group of the night with some amazing teams. Hyper, I'm excited for this. We've seen some amazing games so far, but how excited are you for Group 3?
Group 3, honestly, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued indeed. I think the lineup that I definitely preferred was Group B. I think that's the one that I've been like the most kind of, oh, let's go. Because, you know, when you've casted a lot of the guys before, you kind of get that feeling of, all right, I want to see these guys pop off a bit because there's that expectation that you have behind them. You know, we worked with Ape, I've worked with Bricked before, but for me, like, I think if I remember rightly, Ape just crawled their way in, and then Bricked came out with a dominant force within their respected qualifiers. So we are going to see some, you know, some definite upsets here. Hallow's Finest and Burgers surprise me. I look forward to see what they bring forward. But of course, let's start this off.
Oh, yeah.
With Assist Horizon.
I do think there really are no slouches in this lobby right now. The Apes were, in fact, an invited team, actually, and we actually have Sansoyo subbing in, so very excited because he keep an eye out for what he's going to be doing. Really exciting stuff from him, so a lot going to be coming out that way. And, of course, I mean, you know, it's the Bully stack, you know, Spring Hour, Graduating, all pretty much on top of the ranked leaderboards. Holtas Finest, y'all know who Holtas Finest are. Some amazing teams here, and I think this is going to be probably the most competitive one we've seen so far. But let's take a look over there on Bricked, and let's see if Busy is in fact running that minigun.
I'm pretty sure he might be, because you were so confident from the way before, but BMO, well, he's going to be the first one we're eyeing up, and off the bat, Ape Squad. Well, they're getting the damage in. They can't seem to get the job done just yet. No one down. And we're already 30 seconds in. Usually someone's gone at this point, right?
Oh, yeah. No, these teams know exactly where people spawn. They know where these sight lines are, and they're going to be playing around those sight lines. You can see Sansoyo also running the minigun. This is a double minigun play here, Busy, and Sansoyo just staring at each other down these minigun barrels. So the bullets are going to be flying. It might as well be hailing in this arena right now.
Oh, they're about to set things up as they start to push in. There's the first of the buzz as the buzz starts coming in. That's the only way to describe a minigun, ladies and gents, as already the first to drop down will be of Busy. He will fall. Stu's also dropped as well. The minigun's really coming alive. And a quick revive from Beam. But Stu still down, so a disadvantage for Brick as they're going to fight with a hand behind their back. And Ape Squad are also coming in for that quick steal. They're going to get taken away. But Bricked somehow staying alive here.
Yeah, Bricked playing really cautiously there. Did a great job. We're cutting over to the Burger Boys as they are pushing fast towards A. May not be aware what happened, but they actually could catch them out a little bit. Bricked on their way over towards A. Could get found by Graduating. Felice with that RPG ready. He's on the SA-12, not a double. RPG jumps into the air, looks for that hit, does a big thing. Busy is getting pushed back, aggressed by two. Already Busy down. Stewie looking for some damage as well, but they've already finished. This is a 3 versus 2 as the fight begins to progress. Again, looking to just get his Benric up. A nice defib, and Busy is dropping down.
Yeah, quick defibs massively brought things back, but in doing so, Bricked again left with one hand behind their back. They've been in this situation before, were able to bring things back, but the minigun is so powerful, but it's just not powerful enough. Stu will fall, and this will allow for a perfect steal to come in. Burger Boys, great way to kick things off.
Massive stuff from them, a nice take, and a bit, you can call it a late third party, essentially, being able to drop in before the defenses were set up, but we already have another cash out, pretty much the same amount of time. Apes looking for a way onto this point right now as they slowly aggress. The fight's breaking out now as they are following on top of them, following in with that minigun.
That minigun, we say time and time again how dangerous it is right now, just a floor below where the point is. But it's patience. Patience from both sides. They know right now this is not the perfect time to do it. Get it to the last quarter, then go for that attack. That's what Brandy is looking as they finally make the aggression. They're one floor above. Cerberus coming out. Can't find him to hit the shots. There
Nice
it is. There's
shot.
one down. And that's going to be huge. Man advantage for them. Quick revive is nowhere near to be seen, but Lamp will come back up. So everyone back to full health. Cerberus hitting twice, but thankfully another shotgun comes in from the side. and a clean wipe to push them away. Ape Squad, take it down.
Ape Squad not finding their footing right now. They are keep getting rebuffed in these fights. They've been so good with their entry frags, but they haven't been able to do that, just that next step. Each time they've gotten a good kill, they've set them on the back foot, but they can't take that next step. They can't get the second kill, and the defib goes off, and they're just out of position. So they need to be a little bit tighter. They need to be a little bit closer, and I'd like to see them just... You're the Ape Squad. Just go ape on them. Just keep run. Don't stop moving, you know? Maybe the minigun actually not really Sun Soil's wheelhouse because he can't move that fast with it.
Well, if we see a change in the next map, we can definitely conclude that it's not working for them. But we're seeing on the likes of Burger Boys, well, it is working for them. They're enjoying this. They like to play with it. As immediately we're seeing Bricks trying to put some pressure onto Burger Boys as Glitch has come out. But slowly, well, I say slowly, quickly, they get a retreat, and both of these vaults are gonna converge onto one place. They want to put it onto C, but one has to go C, one will have to go D unless you want to play risky early on.
And there's a reason that these teams don't want to double these cash outs. It's just such a risky proposition, especially when the points and the being first place matter so much. But the fight is breaking out. STN and the rest of Brick trying to fend them off. The Burger Boys Belize gets melted in the face of that Cerberus, but he's about to go down himself. STN, only 2 members left for Brick against 2 members of Burger Boys. They've lost the second as well. Busy trying to finish them off. The minigun is spinning. It is throwing out fire. And can he finish off Belize? He cannot. Gets melted down. That's a wipe from them.
Graduating 1 HP to stay alive. What work that was to get it done and dusted. But a third party might start to come into play. We're already seeing how Hallow's First was making pressure onto Ape Squad, but this squad here are starting to enclose onto C. They want to go for a different angle, and already the glitch has been thrown onto point. They see no presence, because the presence of the people who are here, well, they're already just spawning back in. They're all down at the bottom. They're gonna trap them down below, and the shield won't be enough to protect them.
And Halta's Finest are performing a bit of a pincer movement, but they've jumped up, already melted one. Spring Hour is down. That's only a heavy and a light left. Belize backed into a corner by the rest of the team. Lycomit drops up, looking to finish that off, but Lamp has faith in his heavy. Lamp has taken him out. Only Lycomit is left. For Halta's Finest gets melted immediately. Graduating, winning the 1v1 and clutching it out for his team. That's another cash out. Successfully going to go the way of Burger Boys as everyone now looks over towards Beast and Soyo with that minigun pushing into this point right now.
If there's someone you can rely on, it's 100% graduating. He can stay alive, much like Sonzi, who is getting the damage down. Oh, you did not want to walk into that beam. An assist on the side. Look at from the Ape Squad. You said just moments ago that machine gun was not working for them. I think they're saying otherwise right now.
They definitely figured out how to make that work, and really that is when the minigun shines, when you are just set up in the right position and you can get the initial fire. Oh, that was just a firing squad, and they were just melted as Holthouse Finest have not really had their feet underneath them. They're now getting aggressive. Brendy with that goo. He loves to run this goo, create his own sight lines, create his own walls, gives them a very nice and easy retreat so that they can't be chased. Using a little bit of C4 on the vault as well. They don't want this vault to just disappear, so Brendy waiting with that goo. He can also set that goo on fire with that Cerberus if he really wants to. A lot of ways for him to play. And it looks like there was a gateway set up as well. Quickly moving to the other side of the map. Holthouse Finest with a little bit of a bait and switch. They're moving across, and they should be able to get to point A fairly easily. Unfortunately, behind them, Lamp is being caught out by Ape Squad. They can take Lamp out, but he should be able to coin by the time that Holthouse Finest make it to A.
All the idea of just delaying the rest of the Ape Squad before they push up onto the Hotel's Finest. So allowing the point to go in. There we go. Added time, an extra minute on the clock with 51 seconds. So a minute 50, that's going to feel like an eternity in this game. Well, if you're Ape,
oh yeah,
you have to make the break as they start to push in immediately. The shotguns and everything fires through, but quickly taken away. Ape Squad will make that steal.
Oh, that is disastrous because Lamp had just coined back in as well, and now they've been staggered once more. They have to find Brendy's totem and find a way to bring him back. Brendy now back in. All three are there. But look at this setup on the goo outside. Not a place that you expect them to normally be. Just using that to be able to a little bit more maneuverability than we expect. So Will, Holdhouse Finest, nowhere to go. But we're dropping up back to this other fight, which is currently pushing forward as Graduating gets taken down. Brick, very aggressive push right now.
Very aggressive, as we can already see Bricked have got themselves onto the point. They can put up a dome and start the steal, because already Spring Hour too far away to go and press in and get the aggression. So that steal's going to go through. And just when they've got it sorted, these teammates from the Burger Boys start to come in. But the Burger Boys, they're not going back to that B site. They're retreating, and it looks like they're going to be pushing to A. They want Ape's position, because that will give them a huge advantage and make sure Ape drops down the leaderboard.
Yeah, only 4 kills currently separate Burger Boys from first place, no matter what, if these cash outs stay the same. So all they are looking for is to create chaos. They don't even really care about the steal. All they need to do is just get a lot of kills. So here's why they're going to third party. The cash out is bouncing. It's up in the air. It's up and down. Elise dropping after this point, but Springhammer above knocks out one. Already 1 kill in his pocket, a little bit more cash. His team is looking to get the steal as well. Just pull that off last second. A nice pick as well, but it's not quite enough. They were just 1,000 away, and that is going to be Ape Squad with a last-second first place. A real come from behind that match, Hyperactive. They were in last after those first cash outs.
Oh, yeah, they were in last. They definitely weren't looking like the squad that was going ahead, going to be doing well. We were questioning the use of the minigun. We basically said it quite early on, yeah, this team's not going to do well with the current setup.
Oh, yeah.
Hell with it. Look at what they were able to achieve. Not mass amount of kills. I will say Burger Boys, Death has more. The same with Bricks. They have more kills. But strategies clearly worked in their favor.
Oh, yeah. And look at the spread here. Like you said, definitely more kills. Honestly, when it comes to kills, this is a pretty even spread. Obviously, Holtas Fine is getting a little bit of the rough end of the stick, but honestly, they still were 1 cash out away from being in the top 2. So when you look at this is a very even spread, and I would expect to see this get shaken up a little bit, get a little shook up as we get into map 2. Because these teams clearly are playing off of each other really, really well right now. And one thing that I think is really interesting, and which the reason we're seeing these miniguns, is because these teams, I think the communication between these teams and the ability to actually spin up your minigun and then have your medium drop you with a DMAT into the middle of 3, the minigun looks so much better when you have a coordinated team with you.
Oh, 100%. And I've been saying it time and time again through the match that you 100% need to have someone next to you to finish up the job. I don't think it's necessarily a gun that will get the kills and give you mass amount of number of kills, but 100% it gives you the assists. It helps out your team. And you're right in saying DMATs, talking and communicating with your team is so important. And especially on a mode like this, it is hard to do when you have to think about 3 other teams with 3 other strategies coming against you.
Oh, for sure. And like you said, the communication is just the one key factor that these teams, if you know how to communicate well, if your team plays together really solidly, it means the world. And I know that the Ape Squad, they're constantly playing scrims against each other. They're constantly running customs. It's no surprise to me that these guys are currently kind of on top of it. They know how to play with each other. They know what each other says. They know how their call-outs work. So expect to see more good stuff from them. But I would really love to see Holtas Finest step it up just a little bit more and figure out how to come back. We know that they can do it. Let's see how they pull it off in this match.
Well, let's see indeed. It's map 2. Where are we going, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it is here in Fortune Stadium, as it is one of your favorites, as we mentioned time and time again. And I tell you what, Waltz, A's already opened up into Sector 6.
Oh, yes, already a lot of damage being done. Sansoyo setting up a little away from that vault. They're looking for that high ground. I like this play. These people often, you can't go across the normal approach. You have to find a different approach. Oh my goodness, a nice vault. Just gonna, oh, but he can't even finish off Lamp. Unable to do so. The SA-12 actually winning against the minigun, and already Sansoyo down. Bimo getting finished off as well. Hashi, the only remaining member of his squad, does get a defib up there on the high ground. Brendy looking to reset with the rest of his team and drop and take control of that vault.
Bimo only one down onto the Ape squad side, but that's not too much of a worry. They can allow this vault to run away. Hollow's finest immediately dashing it over to B. A little note onto the A side, bits we have not been watching. Well, I'll talk about bits we've not been watching. We're going to be seeing them in a bit. It looks to be still a stalemate in terms of kills, because Bricked are booking it and chasing after this pink of the Burger Boys. They're chasing them. No one's gaining the advantage. In Sector 6, we know once it's in and you cleanly wipe the opposition, you can lock that place down.
Oh, it's so brutal to push in, so Burger Boys cannot afford to be wiped right now. They have to find a way to aggress very slowly here. Brick dropping all the way to the floor using those DMAT charges and making sure they can set up a nice defense here. They definitely got C4 on this point. And with the DMATs, let's wait. Here goes a steal being baited out. Looking for the second. Also baited out once again. They're playing very slow, but there's the drop finally. Gets brought down right in front of Stewie. Drops off a glitch nade, and he's just going to turn and run. Stay alive if he can. STN very low as well. Looking for a back. Nice! Red barrel, but he goes out himself, and that's a trade 2 versus 2 right now in this match as the fight continues on multiple levels.
Stu really pulling out a great rotation to try and get some more damage to come in. This is absolutely huge. And surprisingly, Ape Squad also coming alongside this as well, getting involved. They know there's an advantage to go for the steal after losing their battle against Hollow Point's finest. But a drop down will give it eyesight line against Brick. But Brick hasn't done anything to fight it.
Yeah,
Instead, they're looking to heal up. They want to get themselves ready for another engagement.
Oh no, they got found out. They were doing exactly what you said. They were trying to get those full heals up, but it just wasn't enough time. And Bricked, knowing where they would be set up, just found them and punished them. Already one down in return, but there's a quick revive, and Apes are just holding onto this really well.
Stu is the only one left behind, and once again, another team pushes in. It's going to be the Burger Boys trying for one last attempt, because they know how important it is to take control of this point. You have it. You've got it done.
There's no way.
Left to climb. He dashes around. Look at the movement as he takes out graduating. What insane movement this guy has.
Oh my gosh, Stu is just absolute ultra instinct mode right now. He cannot lose a single gunfight. He's up on another, doing so much damage from below. Looks for the third, looks for his fourth in a row, finishes off Spring Hour. Can they get the steal? Do they have enough time? They don't. It's prevented, but Stu is continuing his running riot, just pumping in damage from range, continuing to prevent them from doing anything. Looking for Lamp, finishes off Lamp as well. Can he be stopped? Is just running through team after team after team. Stu finally puts himself out of his own misery, decides that they have to reset spawn closer to a vault, but Stu with 7 kills, and I swear they were all in the last 30 seconds.
Jesus Christ, Stu! Man, what are you on? What type of drink are you drinking? I need a piece of that. That was frying, and it was just pure movement. And we say quite often, the dash is not a commonly picked ability. A lot of people like to go for invis. They like to, some people like to use the grapple, but the dash is being pushed to the side. This is why we need to keep it in meta, because of how quickly you can get yourself around. Hats off to you, Stu. Hats off. There's another fight will come through, and Brick have us another opportunity to fight for D.
Yeah, everyone converging on this point right now. Holthouse Finest looks like they might third party this point as well, but Hashi staying alive, keeping his Sansoyo alive as well. There's no heals, but a glitch goes in, prevents any utility from being used. Sansoyo doing damage. They take out Stu on the backside. There's one down. All of Apes have been eliminated. Holthouse Finest rolling onto the point and just third partying the heck out of this fight.
Yeah, not much you can do when you get third partied. Holthouse Finest. Hats off to you. Timing was perfect. They get rid of all the pathways to go to D, and you can already see Burger Boys. They felt a little threatened there. They were starting pop shots in the distance as they know the danger of the Hotel Finest stepping up from the last map.
Really nice plays from all teams right now. And again, we have, well, actually not again, but again, we have Burger Boys at top, but Holtas Finest joining them this time. Bricked not succeeding quite like they were before. And like you said, the Burger Boys just taking pot shots from range in a very commanding position, not a cash out you really want to push. So everyone is focusing their eyes currently onto D. Bricked, busy with that minigun, has that love bolt. There's that loadout I was telling you about with that C4, no RPG, but it's worked for him in the past. Is it going to continue to work for him? Dropping onto the point. They tried to steal, but there's that bounce pad. Bringing it up into the air. He's been spotted. Busy is getting melted by that Cerberus. Is just going to get chunked down, and they are melted, fully eliminated now.
Fully eliminated. They try and go for the steal, the Ape Squad, but they can't seem to get it done. It's still on the side of Bricked. Bricked have control here, but now, finally,
is there time?
Get taken out. Is there enough time? That's a question. Yes,
just
it
enough.
will.
Disaster for Bricked.
It is. The thing is, Bricked, honestly, the way they're fighting does deserve a good cash out. They deserve to have, to be not at bottom the way Stu is playing.
Oh, Stu is carrying his team on his back right now. His team needs to step up and help him out because he is just everywhere on this map. And it's not that Busy isn't doing his damage. He is pumping damage out. He has 2,000, but STN just a little bit too, just not enough. He's only done 900 damage so far. He's very far behind in the last place in terms of damage. So just really struggling as they're getting to this fight right now. Sansoyo again with that minigun, spinning it up. About to melt one. He melts STN, looks for the second. There's Stu in the distance. Stu has to back away, choosing the better part of Valor and going to go ahead and bail. His team drops him down, Sansoyo and Hashi, resetting and waiting for their third to come back up.
It's going to be machine gun versus machine gun in a second, and Soyo is going to start pushing in as well. We're hearing it burst through the arena, but the Vault still unable to leave its original point. Finally, we're seeing it go. Bricked, literally bricking it away. He will get taken out of the Vault. The Vault has dropped into the depths of the map, so it will be pushed back onto the edge. Now is Hollow's Finest trying to run away, and it is a case of running away because that minigun starts to come alive. The shield can't do anything from it. Ape gets wiped. Bricked has been wiped. Finally, we get a cash out going.
Lycomit coming in, saving his heavy, getting him, just get him a little bit of a lifeline because when you're Lamp, you do some damage to Sansoyo. But if you don't kill him in that first 4-round burst with the SH-12, he's just staring at you with that minigun, and you saw the second Lamp drops his shield because he has to drop it. It's going to get destroyed anyways. There's 250 rounds in that minigun. It's over for him. So Lycomit bailing him out, and now they have a chance to defend as Brick, looking for a bit of revenge kill, are pushing onto this point.
They're going to start pushing in already, starting to get some DMATs going, starting to open things up. They go for the steal, but the C4 prepped and ready as the bounce pad gets quickly removed. Now there's no bouncing point. This will make life a little bit easier for Bricked. The dome shield's in. They're committing. They're committing with a minigun as a turret on top. No one's going to push in. Now the dome shield is out. Stolen away. Hollow's Finest didn't fight that too much. They knew this isn't the battle they need to fight just yet.
Yeah, they had Brendy down. They weren't able to do anything, but they're swiping back now already. STN is gone. Brendy gone as well. It's a 2 versus 2 with 1 dead on both teams, looking for a revive. Busy sitting outside, but Holtas Finest taking up a position. They do have to go for the steal eventually, but they know that they're going to be looking right into the barrel of a minigun when they do so. Busy with his minigun looking around the corner. That's lamped down. Lycomit, the last one left on his team, has to fight all the way against 3. Can he do anything here? He has that invis, and he's dropped all the way down over to the outside sector across that hangar, but he's being chased by STN. But STN bit off more than he could shoot. Brendy is down. Cerberus damage with that fire is going to take him out, but that is an opening for them now because STN got picked off. They could come back as 2. Lamp is about to coin in as well. Precious seconds left. Only 12 seconds left as Holtas Finest aggress onto cash out B. Brendy has to hold on to it, but he gets melted in a matter of seconds. It can't be taken anymore, and Brick taking this cash out and making it to second place.
What a work from Bricked. I said midway through, Bricked can fight. They are frying. I love what they're doing, and honestly, a well-deserved second place. Did they deserve first? Ape Squad definitely had a lot more map control. They had a lot more knowledge on the way that they were fighting. So yeah, 100%. The way that outcome came through, I'm happy with it.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic fighting.
Burger Boys, we didn't spend a lot of time focusing on them, but I think that's because they were constantly able. They had the tempo, and we talk so much about tempo when we do these maps. But when you're a little bit ahead, when you have those earlier vault fights, when you have a cash out that finishes before the other cash out starts, you get to the vault. There's often not a team contesting you, and you can choose where to go. And because they had a little bit of that tempo, you can see they didn't even have as many kills. They had the least kills on the map, but because they got to choose where their cash outs were, so often they just never got contested because nobody wanted to go to that cash out because it was harder to defend, so they went to the easier one. So Burger Boys, just with a little bit of more tempo in this match, got a very easy first place.
Yeah, and I love how quickly they reacted to those situations and made sure that they locked it down. Even when points were close, they were still pop shotting afar. They didn't over aggress to go for cheeky steals or sacrificing players in the wrong place, wrong time. No, they stayed and as I quote, parking the bus. A soccer football term that we use, where you basically go full defensive. And that's exactly what you have to do in these scenarios. Park the bus. Don't allow anybody else to press you. Burger Boys, hats off to you. Well done.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. It is funny as we look. I'll have to point this out as well when we get back into the lobby again. But Holtau's finest, 2 members from the Burger Boys and 2 members from Bricked are also on the Holtau's finest club. They have that club tag in front of them. Quite funny to see a total of 7 people in this lobby rocking the Holtau's finest club tag. So we got to point that out when we get into our next map, which is going to be Monaco.
Monaco. Oh, beautiful map. Absolutely love it. Let's have some fun with it, but who is going to take advantage of it? Well, we've already seen the Ape can really shine as they took the first map. The Burger Boys took the second. I think, I genuinely going to say this, I think Bricked are going to be the ones that step out here. We saw that capability in a CQB environment. And this is the big if Bricks can play a lot in the in the shopping district, amongst within the in the apartments as well, if they can play their games like that, this is where we're going to start to see Bricks come alive.
I agree. I think Bricked have been putting in the work, and it's about time it paid off because they've been so close and they've just been edged out. Time and time again, they'll get into second place, but they can't quite pick off that third place that they really, really need. I really just want to see Holtau's finest step it up a little bit, though. I think, honestly, and this is such a weird thing to say, but I feel like Brendy might be the weak link in these last couple maps. He just hasn't had the damage. He's been having more deaths. He's been caught out in weird places. And that feels so weird to say because when I think about consistency, Brendy is one of the first players that comes to mind when I'm talking about consistency in the finals.
Well, you can have your bad days. You know, we're not perfect, we're not angels, and we're not gods. So, yeah, I will point out that, you know, these guys will make the mistakes, and it's gonna cost you dear. But Bricked and for the Hollow's finest, they're gonna start tapping the points. They're gonna get that first 1,000 in play, and very quickly, the movement will start to come in. As 1 point is on the very edge next to Grandma's house, a perfect place to defend. The other, well, it's just where these guys are fighting. Right already onto point. The cash out's already in. Another 2,500 has been put onto the Hollow's finest. And then a couple more bits of lead from Lycon.
Oh, it is like commit on a 1 versus 2, but they're so low, he might just choose to drop down if he can, if he has the stones to do so. Lamp has respawned. Oh, a nice pick on a Sansoyo when he just pokes his head out, and Hashi is by himself. This cash out still in control of Holtau's finest. They don't have to do much. They just have to sit and hold on to it. All 3 members back up for both teams, but this is like him. He knows where he spawns. He's going to try and keep an eye with this high ground, with that invis, has the ability to just control this fight if he doesn't get picked up. BMO is going to be looking for him. This light versus light battle could come down to this right now. Does he get spotted out? He does get spotted out, but he's able to get away. Like commit, resetting on this fight, holding underneath, and a little bit of a lull approaching as these teams try to figure out how to get onto the point.
Yeah, Ape are not pushing just yet. They want to make sure they have good commitment, but they have been able to drop down that point and make it a little bit easier for themselves. So they finally push in, but that goo might be really helpful. Hell no when the RPG comes in, and that was huge to quickly force Ape off the point and remind them who has control. Hashi will fall down. Lycomit still frying on the server, but the minigun, you can't go right in front of it with your head.
Sansoyo has to 1 versus 2 here. He's already about to do so. Couldn't quite finish it off. Brandy coming alive, getting a kill, and pulling it out for his team. Able to give them cash out A, and that will be a successful cash out for them. But Bricked over on the other side of the map. Over, like you said, fighting right outside Grandma's house. STN is getting pushed low. Belize takes him out. 3 versus 2. Burger Boy's looking to capitalize on this, but Busy on that low ground with that minigun cannot be pushed right now. He's doing so much damage. Busy jumps up on that pad, doing his just best, raining fire upon them, and that... Oh, the defib! It worked, but it doesn't last. It's over now. 1 on each team graduating versus Stu, and Stu looking to get this steal, but it's a third party coming in from Holthouse Finest as they come in to spoil the party. Stewie has to get a revive on his team, and Brendy just going to jump on and take that. Nothing that Brick can do right now. They are going to get a quick kill on Commit, so Commit is down. Everyone and their mother showing up to this point. Here's Ape Squad rolling onto the point.
Ape gonna really start putting the pressure on. The Cerberus is perfect in these situations, but he had no bullets, nothing to do, and that was huge because Ape pushed in at the perfect time, but couldn't get it off. Now Ape starting to get the steal up and rolling as Hotel's Finest gets taken away. More third parties come in. Brick goes for one last push. They can't get it done. Whoa, this is just the first 2 cash outs we're dealing with. They're playing it like it's the grand finals.
It's just an endless barrage of 3rd, 4th, and 5th parties on this point, and like you said, Apes and Holthouse Finest coming out on top. The 2 teams that so far have actually been at the bottom, so already we're seeing things get turned on their heads. Burger Boys are going to get a quick plug on to D. They're going to start that cash out, but this is a lot of tempo. Once again, Burger Boys with early tempo, cash out for Vault 4, not even touched yet. So they have a chance to, again, choose where they go. But Holthouse Finest, if they can take this away from Burger Boys, this is the fight to watch. This is the fight that could decide who ends up in first, because Burger Boys are looking to reclaim that spot, but Holthouse Finest need this time right now as they get on this roof and look to aggress.
Burger Boys playing aggressively back. You can just see it in the background on your screens. They are behind their point. That is an elevated zone that you can massively take advantage of. I love playing at the back, and I'm sure you do, Waltz, as the bullet starts flying. And immediately we could see an aggressive position. Dome Shield not out jump just yet. They want to try and get more players away from this clubhouse, essentially. As the hub house completely destroyed. Now comes that opening, glitches out, more damage is done, but now you have a graduating from afar. He's playing damage control. He's already taken out 2. Oh, look, Clement left alive as he gets taken out as well. This is disastrous for Hollow's Finest.
Holthouse Finest did not get the picks they needed there. They had a nice start onto Belize, but they couldn't hold on to it. But right now the Apes are rolling onto the point. Just go full Ape on them. Belize already very low and had to use the first charge there. Sansoyo is just jumping in with an aggressive pad. Meanwhile, his team behind him pushed back Burger Boys. Burger Boys have to reset. Can they make it back in, though? This steal is about to go out. Hashi almost do it, but he gets pushed out by Spring Hour. Spring Hour pushing in. Does get taken out. Hashi looking for the kills as well. They still haven't finished the steal, but he's trying to hold on to it now. All of Burger Boys are down, and there's enough time. Gonna get the steal. Only Sansoyo going down.
And that is huge. No one else going to push that. That is now confirmed for the Ape Squad. As we draw our attention over to C, Hollow's Finest got pushed off from a great steal over on D previously. Now they're going to make that pressure onto C. Take it away from Bricks, who have been sitting in a lounge chair. Feet up, sun's out, the guns are out, probably sipping a pina colada, because this is Monaco, baby. There's a lot of money here.
Oh, an early aggression there on the high ground. Lycomit very disconnected from the rest of his team who are up on the high ground. Lamp jumped up, is half health, but this gives Commit the high ground with the glitch grenade down. He's trying to finish off Busy, but Busy with that minigun cannot be pushed into very easily, and he's down. Already went down for Holthouse Finest. Busy just raining in fire. A second one down for Holthouse Finest. Lamp has to 1v2 this. He has to clutch it right now to keep them in the running for first place. But the rest of the teams are here. Apes once again looking to third party this. Soyo going to sit on that point, looking to get a steal while the rest of the teams are resetting on the all ground.
Last-ditch effort. A last-ditch effort from Stewie to try and defend. Is there enough time? Looks to be enough time. They will get it off. What timing again from Ape Squad as they practically confirm victory here as they get it done and dusted. 45k. Their attention will look over to A.
And the fight is finishing up here, but at this point, this is just a fight for kills. There's no objectives to be had as Burger Boys sitting pretty on A. It's a quarter finished, and nobody is even looking their way right now. Still another vault, still enough time to plug it as well. Will Apes try to deposit that? They definitely don't want this to double. If there's one thing Apes don't want right now, and this is the difference between this format where you get points for placement and the normal qualifying rounds, Apes do not want a double situation, because if this doubles, they could lose first place to any of these other to the second and third teams. So they don't want that to happen, and everything now looks towards A. Nobody's even tapping 6. Burger Boys sitting up on Cathedral, pretty far away, but they definitely have a jump pad and DMATs ready if Bricked try to go for a steal just like they are right now.
Yeah, opening things up. They had sightline galore. The whole entire wall was opened up so they could see anything that would happen. Now comes the aggression because not only has Bricked opened things up, Hollow's Finest wants to get involved in this situation as Burger Boys start pushing themselves in to defend that point. Brick closest to a point are going to start to get the steal to come through. The shield is up. No one is close enough as here comes Ape Squad now starting to third party for fun and giggles as Bricks will take it away. This will jump them up to second if they can keep hold of it. Now comes Hollow's Finest onto the point. They look to try and take away a bit of the Ape Squad, who again are just trying to be here for damage, try and put things under their control. Another 8 seconds will get added to the 5 left remaining. Here comes Burger Boys. It's one last attempt trying to push it in. They try and keep it going. Busy keeps it alive.
And like Commit, the only one left alive. But he doesn't have time. Oh my god. They just melted Hyper.
Wow. Absolutely wow.
Goodness gracious.
Again, the second consistent second place now we're starting to see from them is going to help them in the points. Of course, Ape massively in the lead and taking the whole situation by control. But it's Brick that keep coming last second to keep themselves alive.
And that was such an interesting play, because I wonder if Holthouse Finest might have misplayed that a little bit. They still got third. But if they'd let Apes steal that cash out, Holthouse Finest would have been sitting really nice in a second place, and it would have been really hard for anybody to retake this. So I wonder if maybe they made a mistake pushing in against Apes, because then by the time they cleaned up Apes, Burger Boys were back and could deal with them after they've lost some members. So it was an interesting choice for Holthouse Finest to push in so aggressively when first place was maybe in a position to steal. Now, Apes could have tried to just not steal. Maybe Apes didn't want it. They were in first place. They didn't need it. But it was an odd situation, and you have to make those decisions, spur of the moment. You don't have time to think about it. So they did the best they could. It was really, really close, but you're right. Bricked again. How many times have they had a last second steal and get into that final position?
Hats off to Busy. You say how he was been pretty inconsistent. I swear every time you say something, the guy or we say something, they just turn, the guys in this game just turn it up and go, you know what? Screw you, casters. We're not getting cursed by this. We're gonna make it happen. Busy came alive with his minigun. It really slayed onto point. He kept the whole point going, and just no one could get onto that point when if they did, it was very quickly pushed away. I don't have words to describe how crazy that final section was, but throughout that map, 100% Ape Squad, control. Even when they didn't have it, they were quick to break, quick to steal.
There was not a single inch of that map that Apes were not controlling at all times. Exactly what you said. They were just everywhere. They were moving so well. They know that map inside and out, and there was not a cash out that they were not licking their lips in anticipation of. And it worked out for them. They were comfortably in the lead. But now we're moving into Skyway Stadium. This is map 4. This is our final map of the day. Ape Squad have been so strong so far. I think that's 2 wins for them. Can we see Holthouse Finest pick themselves up and make it to a first or a second slot? Or are Apes and Burger Boys going to continue to really dominate?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is the final map of the day. Ape Squad, Burger Boys, Brickton Hollow's Finest. Take it away from us. Make it fun. We're here on Skyway Stadium. What a way to finish it off. And already kicking things off, Hollow's Finest and Bricked will go head to head.
Oh, but there's that lock bolt immediately destroyed, and Brendy now going to aggress onto this point, looking to take him out, dropping down with the DMAT, gets a revive, very quick back. Lamp is on top. The enemy is very low, 2 versus 2, graduating very low as well. STN is just getting knocked down, and Lamp once again down. Brendy chasing, getting chased by that minigun.
Cerberus again, frying inside the manor. You've got to have some close quarters coming in, but just when you got one, it was immediately traded out. Brilliant work from Bricked, and guess what? Busy once again, surviving the last few seconds. On the other side, the Ape Squad, once again, taking control. They're looking to push this all towards A. They want control of this house. We need to give these houses some names, don't we?
There's so many houses, you do wonder who lives there. Unfortunately, this house is about to be pretty much totaled. It's definitely not a fixer-upper you want to pick up after they have their way with it. Sunsoyo going to be destroying those walls with that minigun. And who is here to get destroyed? It is Holthouse Finest. Can they find a way? They have been struggling against these minigun compositions. They don't seem to know quite how to play against it. So how are they going to push into it this time? Are they just abandoning it completely? Oh my gosh, Lycoming gets taken out on his way to jump across over to that hotel. And now they have to get a revive, but they're getting pushed very aggressively by Hashi, looking for the follow-up on that kill. He's just going to bait away. A little too aggressive. Team's probably raining him and say, Hashi, what are you doing? Get back over here.
Back boy. Back boy.
Back.
No threat. I feel that was the wording that was used, but you can immediately see, again, Ape Squad's going to have an easy time as all 3 teams look towards B as the aggression starts to come in. Volt in control of Bricked right now. They're going to be all too happy, but quickly, I thought for a second Burger Boys were going to start to make that steal. Not just yet. More fights going to happen downstairs as quickly Bricked are down to their last player of Sting. That is left alive, as it will be a 3v3 against the Burger Boys and Hollow's Finest.
3v3, but nobody actually owns this cash out. Burger Boys underneath. They want to prevent the steal from going out, and it is dropped underneath. Being dropped down by Beam, but STN currently dropped as well. The miniguns are revving up. Elise looking to punish this aggression, though. And again, Holthouse Finest did get the steal, but they have been completely wiped. So now, again, Burger Boys looking to take advantage of this. Belize dropping a dome shield, has his mesh shield as well, but there's the glitch grenade finishing that off, making so there is no steal that happened there. He wants to get a revive, but the timer continues to tick down. Brick with Busy on that minigun, looking to shred Belize. He does shred one, looking for the second. Shed's graduating as well. They're going to get the steal. Brick taking this on the back of Busy with 7 kills in this game already.
3 in just that moment. He wiped out the entirety of Burger Boys alone. Bricked will get that upper advantage, and because there's been more fighting on their side as well, they will take the lead of this game. And Bricked, they started 3rd, they went 2nd and 2nd. They currently sit on top. They have consistently been going tooth and nail, and finally, Bricked versus Ape Squad. This is the fun battle I've been expecting.
Ape Squad already lost one, but they're aggressing very hard, but busy melting Sansoyo with that minigun, melting Hashi as well. All three of Ape Squad taken out in the blink of an eye. When you come out of minigun, you best be careful and not miss, because any missed shots spell certain death in the face of that hellfire of bullets.
And of course, team wipes mean you lose money as well.
Actually, not in this mode, because it is World Tour rule set. We don't have the ability to have the ranked rule set, unfortunately.
Thank you for correcting me. At least someone knows what rule set's being made.
It is something we want in the future, but for right now, and that is why so many teams, I think, choose to just jump off the map or like kill themselves if they need to reset, because that cash loss is not currently in action, which means teams can make these aggressive plays like we are seeing the Ape Squad do right now as they run over Burger Boys once again.
Yeah, they've pushed already one of their players down to the ground. That's Basil. Into the grave. Totem revive would come in handy, but they're nowhere near it. So right now, a steal could come in. The keyword is could. Whether you want to do it, that's the question. They've done it just as Basil spawns back in, so it will be successful. Ape Squad will say thank you very much.
And now they're on the defensive, and just like we saw in that last point, do you really want to push into a minigun on defense? This is where it is most strongest. Like you said, you just got to go full turtle. You got to sit in this point. Unfortunately, BMO already dead, so that is advantage for the for Burger Squad. But Belize is just going to get shredded from front and behind, just absolutely taken to town, and that is Ape Squad holding control of this point. But we're back over on D again as Hotas Finest is trying to hold on to a cash out.
Try your best. Do or do not. No try, as Yoda once said, and already you can see the cash out down to the bottom. Bricked will take this away. Will it be done in time? No, just pushed off at the very last second. But thankfully, there's enough time to go for a re-steal. A dome has to be put out after the gas comes in. Brandy just too far away, and he has to stay away. No one to contest. And Bricked will take control.
Oh, this is utterly brutal because this is such a crucial cash out. These first cash outs don't mean so much at the end of the day, but these second ones, if you do let the team that get the first one get that second, they are almost out of reach. At this point, they want to be looking for a potential double situation, but BMO on Apes is still desperately holding on to this point with that XP. Knocks out two with the same clip. BMO defending like his life depends on it, but can he defend now against the third? Drops in. He can't finish them off. Is this a successful steal? Hotas Finest take it with seconds to spare. Amazing heads-up play.
Finest and Burger Boys really stepping up again. It's almost like the game has been flipped, and this is an even grouping. 2 minutes left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen, as we go to our last cash outs.
Burger Boys finding themselves in fourth place, not where they've been accustomed to so far in these matches. They have to find a way. Now the question is, do they want to force a double scenario? I feel like they'd rather get a guaranteed second potentially instead of looking for a double, but they're not going to sit anywhere. They're just sitting on a state. Meanwhile, everyone else is currently converging on vault number 5. Hotas Finest looking to step onto Brick to keep them from doing anything. 1 shot, 2 shots with the Cerberus pushing in. There's a dome shield. They need control of this vault. They need to get this plug. Finishing off, another member. Busy is down. Stu is the only one left. Hotas Finest trying to get a plug right now.
Bricked was wanting this in. They wanted to get some security and make sure it happens. But both of these vaults looking to go the same direction. They're looking to go towards the manor. But if you are Hollow's Finest, no, they're running away with it. They got control. They're saying, screw this. We're not fighting it. But can you get to A with a minute left on the clock? That is the question, and fight that they will have to endure. Yes, they will. They're fine.
They're going to get that plugged, and they're actually very isolated over there. All 3 teams are currently on the estate where the real fight is going down. Burger Boys looking to take this away from Ape Squad, who currently have control of this site. Here comes BMO. Getting back in, all team members at full. It's 3 versus 3 versus 3. This is just a quick cash lobby over on the estate right now as Sansoyo with that minigun has a commanding position, just raining fire down from the heavens. They've lost 1 member, but the fight is going up on the side. We have 2 teams currently fighting. Burger Boys taking a member of Brick down, but the revives are back up, and Sansoyo looking to set up once again with 3 members.
A little bit of a breather for both sides. They still know they have a minute 10, so an early steal would mean that they now have to go defensive. So a little tap from the Burger Boys will use up some utility. Now we're down to the final minute of overtime. Here we go. Once again, the pressure adds and mounts up. No one willing to make that jump. No one willing to be the first to attack the cash out. And of no surprise, I would be scared too.
Richter setting up for a very quick jump pad into an RPG. No RPG from Busy, but they do have that luck bolt if they need to. Sansoyo is so low, dashing and jumping across that roof, getting aggressive. But here comes Brick. They've decided to push. Busy melts one. Already one down for Burger Boys, looking for that second. Sansoyo Hashi is very low. Both of the IPE squad members all so low. Busy currently with Brick, the only one currently held. They have to go for a steal soon, though. Busy keeps pushing onto the point, just a slow progression with that minigun, continuing to do damage. Police is very low. He finishes off him as well. Brick still at full strength. One up for Ace, one up for Burger Boys, but here comes Holthouse Finest at the last second. Can they finish him off? No! Tashi with the miracle clutch. That is it. Unfortunately, Burger Boys cannot get the steal. Second place going the way of Ape Squad, with Holthouse Finest finally claiming first.
Wow, Brick had control throughout that game. They were looking on top, but they decided to run towards the manor to get the cash out. I think that's their mistake there, that they did go and try and plug it in instead of playing time and throwing that vault away. Allow one team to go fight, and then if needed, send your other vault to the other place. Instead, they were fighting over the most difficult point. I think that's where they fell, but hats off Hotel Finest. Throughout this series, they have been on the back burner, on the rear end, making some splashy plays, but just couldn't keep it under their at their own.
And yeah, and a super heads up play for them there. Like you mentioned, it was almost a double, but they realized at the last second they needed to turn. With that minute left on the clock, they were able to get across the map, get a plug, and they just never got touched after that. Everything was happening over at the estate. They were playing quick ash over there, and meanwhile on the other side, they just calmly got a first place. But that first place, it was so close. Look at that. 1,000 was the difference at the end of the day. That's only 2 kills. So they might have been on the other side of the map, but that's why Light Commit came all the way across the map, because he needed to make sure they could get some money. So really, really heads up play, understanding just the overall game state, and a little bit of on the fly math there from Holthouse Finest, finally netting them the win that they deserved. I think every team might have gotten a first place. Maybe Brick just got a bunch. I can't remember. I think Brick got second a couple times, but every team has had their place kind of near the top.
I think Bricked as well will be pushing themselves into second right now in the standings. So a huge advancement once we get the full confirmation. I do hope we can pull the scoreboard up for everybody. But that will be the last of the games for today. Waltz, Jesus, man, what a battle we've had today.
These were some incredible groups. We had so many different types of matchups. Our first group, we had some really dominant teams. The second one, we had one dominant team and everyone else kind of playing around, figuring out where they sat. This group, just mayhem. It was up and down. Teams that were first, Burger Boys with a commanding first position on that second map, just following all the way down and unable to make anything work on this map. These teams are so evenly matched. This was a fantastic group. Especially that final fight, just incredible stuff from all of these teams. Really excited to see what they pull out in the future play dates.
I really look forward to it, and especially when we get closer to playoffs, it will be ever more interesting. But this is only day 2 of NA, and I think we're being blessed with a very competitive leaderboard as well. As producer, do we have the update yet? That is the question we ask. Not just yet.
All right. Well, we do want to shout out a sponsor that we did have, Crash, the VIA PR Chief Officer, dropping a big donation to that prize pool. Really appreciate you, Crash. Thank you so much, and we do appreciate VIA. Don't forget to get your mind chips, everyone. And you do have the ability, if you want to support everything that's going on here, we do have the ability to donate to the prize pool, much like Crash did here as well. So again, a big thank you for pumping up that prize pool and helping out what we do here on this stream.
Here we go. And the update is in, and look at Brick. They take the top of the leaderboard, jumping all the way up there. After Hours still remains second, Fourth Party in fourth, Fourth Party in third, Blowers in fourth, Ape Squad fifth, 200 MS sixth, Team Dit in seventh, Hollow Finest in eighth, Burger Boys in ninth, Make-A-Wish Foundation in 10th, Dark Horses in 11th, and Scallywags, after a poor performance today, dead last. That leaderboard has been shaked.
That is a massive mix-up from where we were at the start of the day. You got to check. I would love to see a comparison of where these teams were and where they are now, because yeah, you're right. This is all over the place. There is still time to come back. I would love to see Burger Boys, see Scallywags as well. Both teams, I think we expected more of, to really come back and figure out what they need to do and what they need to change. But right now, these top winners, this top five, honestly, most of these teams so close, but those top three, Bricked, After Hours, and Fourth Party Cashbox, head and shoulders above the rest. 80 points separating third and fourth right now.
Only a few number of points, but that is all for today. Waltz. Before we go and run away with it, should we give something away?
I think we should. I think we have a couple multi-books to give away. Maybe about 500 multi-books. So we need to have need an entry word. I'm thinking cash out. We've seen a lot of cash outs during the day. Go ahead and type in cash out into the chat and enter the giveaway for 500 multi-books.
Hey, 500 multi-bucks. What will that get you? Well, right now in the store, it gets you all a little bit closer to a few more bundles, a few more outfits that are available. But hey, every little helps, as they say in Tesco's. It does massively boost you forward. So make sure we put cash out in the chat. There's 200 of you in here. Thank you all for being here. And Waltz, in about let's do 4 words, because we had four teams. 4 words.
Okay.
Sum up today.
Okay. Unexpected, chaotic, clutch, and impressive. I got to throw those out there. I think those would be my 4. We had teams it was super clutch moments. We had teams pulling out things out of the stops that I didn't expect. Miniguns, sledges, everything out of there. It was just all over the place. Things were crazy today. What about you? What would be your 2 words to summarize today?
Chaos, and chaos. And that'll be all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for watching, for this brilliant, first of all, brilliant opportunity. And thank you, Waltz, for being a co with me and the producers behind the scene. Borough, you keep being supreme, as you always do.
All right, we're going to pick a number for our giveaway. We're picking 39. 39 is our number for our giveaway. Who is that? Who do we have? Day Sprite. That's a name I know. Congratulations, Day Sprite. You are now the owner of 500 multi-bucks as we get to this conclude. But as you were saying, go ahead and lead us out, Hyperactive, as we go ahead and shout out everybody behind the crew and as we get towards the closing of our play dates.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Waltz, for being here. Thank you, Borough Supreme. Thank you to all the members of staff that is behind the scenes as well. We've got Ved, Armax, Human as well, that keep this whole league alive. And of course, the sneaky devs that are hiding in the chat. We know you're watching. Thank you for making such a great game, and we look forward to hopefully a future collaboration. I think that's a pretty fair point, getting this pro season up and running. Hopefully we can see these guys working together. But thank you again to everybody who's been here. This is Hyperactive, and thank you all for watching.
See you next time.